wins here, Hugo? JKS with an Eagle or Valde with a FAMAS?
Valde. JKS has no armor, Harry. And plus, who knows if that's a fight we'll get. We've got 2 players in the bomb site right now. If JKS swings, he's got to deal with them first. Valde's looking towards connector. Issa's going to play under the balcony. Don't want to get hit on that ladder. And your accuracy will go anywhere but the target. Here's that A split. The B players come to join in middle, and now with Short getting Molly, they're going to move in through Con as the smoke fades. Could even boost in window right now. That smoke's still got a few seconds left on it. 30 on the clock. Here comes Rush. Valde turning around at the worst possible moment. Doesn't want to give that kill up and needs to remain aware that they could be right here, and in fact they are. That jungle smoke is down and the clear under is perfect as well. A has now been overwhelmed, overtaken by Cole. It's just Mantu hidden in the back boxes. They don't check him. He gets one. He can't stop the bomb and they will find him eventually. k.s.k's swings in for the kill, and now the CT hold is getting torn to shreds. 2 CTs left, and these AKs for Cole are doing everything they need to do. Nice kills from Valde, but it is traded and left Nico in a 1-on-2.
Onto the FAMAS, but now they know where he is and they just swing him together. Complexity with that force buy, they find the round, they force up and they instantly come in with a winner. And you know, it's a bit of a classic game of like who won the pistol. Well, OG might have got that pistol round in the bag, the force buy favored Cole, and they make it work. Great entries from k.s.k as well. Like if that's a sign of things to come, a little bit worried for OG.
So reforcing back in, not the wrong move here. Mantu saving for the AWP, but that's how you really do a number on your opponent, switching it up very early on and flipping the momentum. Not that there was much of it. Bomb going A again. Cole have been really slow to start on these defaults, just spreading out, seeing if OG want to make any moves, take any map control. They're not. So it will just be that A commitment once again. This time more so set up on the ramp side. If they want to go Palace, that's a lot of spots to clear right now. They're keeping their eyes on the prize. k.s.k coming in through middle late. If the bomb plant is open, he can play for it. Let's see if we can even get a plant in right now. OG is stacked B. They've gambled incorrectly. It's only Issa here, and he's going to have to give up a lot of room with double mollies landing in spawn. k.s.k trying to cut off rotations, but yet to see anything. And OG might just straight up save here, keep 5 alive, and come in with this buy in the next round. It would have to be a full eco otherwise. With them making the wrong read, hell, just give it another go. Save your stuff. Might be a 10 alive round unless k.s.k can do anything naughty up here on B shore.
Yeah, k.s.k with the AK, you know, probably doesn't want to risk giving that over. And I think in a round like this, you'll take 5 alive if you're Cole. Like, you have a lot more to lose than to gain from hunting these saving players. And so 2-1, another go at the pistols in the next round. As you say, Hugo, right? They get to bring them out back to back. As a result, they're just keeping all 5 alive here. It's a unicorn round. All 10 players survive. Don't see them every day. When was the last time you saw a unicorn round, Hugo? It's been a while.
I think it was a Nuke game. Global Challenge or I Am New York, one of those events.
Yeah.
Around that time, end of last year. Don't really remember though. Not very common, no. Either way, we're back to the action. Maybe. Assuming OG don't hide again. Not the round to hide though, right? You're going to be rebuying in round number 5. So may as well give it a go. And that's more like it. Valde with a deep peek down B finds Rush. There's even more where that came from. With Issa clearing this position, we can start to see rotates back towards A. k.s.k spraying towards connector. We've got JKS lurking Palace on this A split, but OG are everywhere. All around this A site.
It's not going to be plain sailing, especially not with this lower tunnels flank from Issa, but he just misses that opportunity. Well, they will get one in the meantime. With Blame and Config both low, you want something out of this position from Blame F. He's got a chance here to at least deal with one. Well, they're waiting down by the cinder blocks, already onto a double, and Blame hasn't checked it yet. Config is about to swing in and get this info. Then Valde is down underneath. Oh, there it is for Blame. He gets away with that one and leaves us in a 2-on-2, but they had to sacrifice Config to get that information. Not where you wanted to find yourself if you're Complexity. You don't know where these two remaining players are. And OG are just remaining tucked back in CT.
That's a dirty shot. Only Blame. Nice nade, though, does them both in 20 seconds. If he wants to go B, he's got to go now. He's got to run it. And he's always going to be scared of spawn as well while he does it. So maybe it will be up to Cat instead. Dropping lower. Oh, I'm not sure. This is going to be damn close. Is there even time? This was the one route I didn't think he could take, and I still don't know if this is realistic for Blame. No, it's done. It's a lost round. He had to take short or go through CT. Obviously, understandable why you wouldn't want to take either of those routes. You miss the short jump, you've lost. You go CT and they're holding it, you've lost. So he goes for the, I guess, safest play, but at the same time, there's no time for it. That's an awkward one. Definitely not the round you'd expect Blame F to, you know, miscalculate, but nonetheless, it's going to be OG stealing an eco right back. Pistols will do it all. Some fine deke shots to get us there. 2-2, and the full buy that was coming through anyway, well, now it's padded out. Now it's maxed out here for OG. They've got the AWP, they've got full util, they've got a kit.
Yeah, really is everything you could possibly need if you're OG. Oh. All right, Issa and Valde combining for that kill between the two of them. And it's the big slowdown from Complexity, grinding to a halt, setting up for an A play. OG with a good response towards this A bomb set, right? If the push does come in, they've got 3 players nearby. Just use the smoke up in the apartments. They can even afford to be pretty liberal with the rotations from B. They could send Alexa B around early. Only one smoke getting thrown, so you're just having to peek and win all of these gunfights. Mantu represents a real problem back in CT. Now, the bomb is at least dropped in the site. That's something if you're Blame F here. That Molotov might force the AWP into your crosshair. However, just a little short. Mansu finds a hidey hole to stay alive in, and Blame F, 25 seconds. Time starting to become a problem for him here. He's looking for kills into CT. Nothing being presented yet. He sees the shadow. He knows that one player is on the right-hand side, but he's not being given the fight that he needs to get back into this round. And Mantu peeking on the jump is there to lock it in. 3-2. OG up in the lead, and the money now gone for Complexity.
So annoying to play if you're Blame as well, right? Like Mantu picks off 2 of your teammates by peeking, and then he suddenly tucks in, he suddenly hides and waits for reinforcements. You try and flash play him, and he just pokes his head back up again for a third. Nice AWPing. Far more, you know, simple for Mantu to get stuff done in the CT side of this map than back on Inferno, who's good on the CT side. T side struggling to get AWP picks there. Nice shot from Mantu again on the jumping Blame. Running it right back. And yeah, this map is certainly an AWPer's paradise. So many options for you. Config. Oh, he's on top of the ledge, but not going to be able to get anything done. Nico spots the smoke. And this is only Deagles for Cole, hoping for someone to pop off. But it's not looking good so far. No armor, and they're getting chewed up, spat out. Valde with a double, and Issa finishes the round. 4-2, and a good showing so far from OG. But as we've learned back from Inferno, it's not over till it's over. And Cole are never going to go down without giving it their all. So let's see what the gun rounds have to show us.
I like what we're getting out of Mantu. Been pretty instrumental so far since that AWP's been bought out. Valde as well, looking good and trying to get these stats looking even prettier with the top mid push, but into Config. And the double up is in. Not often that Cole have been given an advantage such as this. 5-on-3 into the A-bomb site they go. Mansu, they're already past him. They're out of Palace. And Rush wins that head-to-head. It might just be a save here for OG. Already out of the round, and they don't get away with the gun on Alexi either.
Yeah, Mansu not ready for someone to just jump out Palace like that. Knife out, strafing around the corner. Just getting a headshot while he's still holding ramp. And with that, Nico's got a save and a 1-on-5. It's going to be a game of trading rounds, I think. Cole upping the ante, upping the pace into A and finding their third. OG still have money left to fight. But that will go both ways now, with everyone surviving for complexity. No exits for Nico. Bomb going off. And at least we'll have the orb back on Mantu.
Yeah, you like the idea from Cole, right, about trying to mix things up, trying to take the aggression for a change and dictate that first fight in a very important gun round. But it comes back to haunt them. They can't pull the wall over Config's eyes, and on the back of it, that A site falls apart.
Bar smokes. They're all in Palace, though. At this point, OG, the comms are scrambling. They don't know where to look. They don't know what to think. No one's out ramp, they say, with a full execute. Issa's got everything to do. Oh, he's got one. Nice spray, getting a couple as well. Matu's fallen with the orb, but through the smoke goes Valde to drop the bomb, and then he resets, disappears into the mist. Cole may have the sight and the bomb, but they're down a man, and that gives time for OG to group up and get ready to close this round.
Yeah, Poison can't really plant anywhere either. Gonna try and go for the CT position. Nico nailing that shot, and Valde holding from the connector. That was always going to be the problem, right? Even though you get the bomb with so much time going to OG, they're already set up. They've got players in connect. The guy's waiting CT. And they just swing it on two different timings. Complexity don't know where to look. And none of it would have been possible at all if it wasn't for Valde and Issa. I think they're the real heroes in that round there. Right, Issa with the double kill into Palace, Valde trading that first player. You know, because suddenly, right, if Valde didn't get that kill onto, I think it was kс, if he didn't get that, suddenly the bomb can go down, right, and then it's like a 3v3 with bomb planted, and you know, you're not able to just collapse onto the bomb side. Now this round, I don't know how it's happened like this, but just immediately this round has fallen apart for OG. They go from looking really strong to suddenly just down to 2 surviving. Mansu can't hold on to CT, and Rush is out of the B apartments. They hit everywhere on the map at once, and everyone just wins their fights.
Yeah, I like the pace change. Cole have been doing that a lot, right? Going for these really slow, defaults where they're holding mid, they're grouping off of a pick, and they execute. Now, we're just going to run down mid. We're just going to run up connector and see what you give us. They knew a couple of rounds prior as well. OG set up for an aggressive mid play themselves. So, they're not going to be ready for such a fast-paced round after so many times that Cole have held at the top of mid.
Hold.
I like this map. That's 2 split short. Topcon smoke. They're already deep B as well. Nico with a lot to do. Nade is good. He's even called for 2 more rotates as well. 3 players in this B bomb site. Does Blame activate early, or does he come in as the insurance policy, the backstab? Ooh, that's a spot. Config throwing in the molly. They're looking like they want to go. Blame's timing is everything here in connector. Oh.
Yeah, smoked off. You hope that Blame doesn't just become a kind of loose end for complexity in this round. OG now with a lot of time to stack this B bomb site, and Cole, they must kind of be doubting themselves somewhat, right? Like, Blame hasn't seen anything. There's been re-smokes into the apartments. Getting that kill is definitely going to spur you on to try and make this play happen, but there's still a lot of bodies here. Mansu in with the first, AK now retrieved. Alexa B's M4's roaring to life as well, and Poison's taking the combat orb into the fray. Valde finally dealt with, and Blame F making his presence known in that entire round now, hinging on Poison in the 1v1. He's on for the ace as well. The combat AWP, the Eagle combination, and Issa in with the short wrap. Either this falls apart because Blame gives that 1v1 over, or Poison picks up an ace to salvage the round, and it's going to be the latter. All 5 for Poison, tying the game up, an ace to get there. And he says, you know, that's why they waited for me. That's why they waited for me to get back.
What a round, man. That B stack was looking good for OG as well. Like, you definitely got to question the push through the smoke for Nico. I mean, his death at least entices Cole to commit into the stack. That's one benefit of it. But with the resmoke coming through so early in B, he could have tucked it. I doubt he gets checked there by Cole. Could have been a lot more done. Even so, very nice try for OG on a broken buy. And now talk of broke. Well, they're on full eco. Push into ramp. Config doubles up, trade for Valde, and that's an AK given over, but good luck getting away with kс up in Palace, looking to cut off these leaving players, trying to get out of the sight and into his crosshair instead. kс with another, knows that Valde still stands. Mantu's been given the AK, he's the one unknown quantity right now, and that's why Cole is still playing reserve towards B, but with a player in the market, with short and apps as theirs, they can get the B bomb plant in. This should surely be 6. They're even hunting. Definitely want to get this AK out of the hands of Mantu.
If they're going to find him, though, he's tucked in at ramp. And while there's players nearby, Cole aren't really moving around too much. They're pretty slow on this one. And Mantu just might live to see another day. Yeah, he will. All right. All right. 6 for Cole. They don't hunt down the AK, but they are in this lead. And they want to keep themselves there. Now, holding on to this AK, what does it mean for OG? Well, Mansu can now drop that AK over to someone on the OG side, buy up an AWP, and he's got utility behind his AWP. And whoever's fortunate enough to receive the AK.
Wait, they bought 4 M4s? I swear I saw 4 M4s there. I'm pretty sure there's one in Spawn.
There is.
They overbought. They saved an AK and they overbought.
Actually.
There's one in Spawn, though.
Are you sure?
I thought I saw them. Maybe I'm crazy.
Because Alexa B only spent 2,000.
Okay,
so
I'm crazy.
Pretty sure.
Phew. Oh,
pretty sure they did not. I think we're good there.
Ignore me.
Oh, fast out, fast in. Alexa B with this M4. Can't save Nico's life, but he can hold down this B bomb site. Poison back onto the Deagle. It was his friend in the round prior. This time he's still got friends up with him. The AWP back out and blames Conlurk. This time gets them the kill onto Issa that he wasn't able to get last time around. Mantu's left to try and save, and Poison will not let that happen. Cole have now hit this point in the game where they can really just take leaps and bounds over OG. Every victory they get is feeling like a 2-for-1, because with it, you know, you're simultaneously just breaking the bank accounts of OG.
Yeah, unleashed. Got to be getting scary for OG at this point. They've gone for smokes, but there's not a lot you can do here with pistol armor. Config trying to get the ramp hit. Cole pushing everything at all points. Leaving A, though. Another B stack for OG. It worked almost perfectly last time around. They came down to the one-on-one. They're already starting to doubt that as well. As Blame once again looks for this con timing, he will be in position. Issa might be on the chopping block right now. Blame checks it, and that's a freebie. Smoke down as well. He is very low, so it's important he stays alive, doesn't give any more guns over. Poison getting the pick to window. There's another player there, but only a USP, and Poison runs right by with the AWP. Oh, nice shots for Poison. Just fast flicking, getting these combat AWP kills. On his own on the short split as well. No fear, no problem. And no more rounds for OG as Cole find another 8-5, and Valde's just looking for any guns he can.
And this next round really does dictate whether or not we see like a 10-5 half from Complexity. And that would be after, you know, OG looking good in like the early stages of this game. Now, Cole eventually tying us up at 5-5, and then just going on to 10-5 the half would be something else, and it would set them up really quite nicely to 2-0 this series. And so this round that's about to come up decides whether or not that's what we see, right? If it doesn't go in favor of OG, they're buying up whatever they can right at the end of the half. I'm talking, you know, you might have an M4 in play on guys that have a bit more money, but for the most part, it will be things like SMGs, FAMASes, scouts, pistols, armor, that kind of thing. So you need to find success in a round like this. It'll make all the difference in the long run. So the pressure's on now for OG. What are they going to try and do to even this scoreline up?
Fast up. Mid is taken by Cole. It's free real estate. There's only Alexia here. And with that flash, he crosses to ladder. I don't know if they spotted that. Blame may have. It's a big bit of real estate right now. Config's looking curious. And so they're not falling for it. Deep Molly keeps Mantu back or forward. He's got to make his mind up. And back he goes. Alex is just trying to remain undetected. With Mantu potentially making first contact on Catwalk, they might not ever be ready for Alexi. Top con smoke down. And the A split looking likely here. With this late lurk again coming in from under. Config on his own. It's been blame in the past in con. More A smokes. And no one in the site either. It's going to retake setup for OG in the last round here, or the last full buy round, as Issa sits back in CT. Poison's looking to pick him through the box. He can't. And Config gets caught on the mid rotation. That's Alexi coming from ladder. Now call a man down. Got to rely on this attack, on this offensive. Rush has been dinked though, and they've yet to get a plant. They need to do so soon. The smokes are fading, and there's none left in the pocket of Cole.
Ooh, suddenly this very much becomes about winning your fights and getting past this 5-man defense. So much damage done. And finally, Blame F has dealt with Issa, but it's only for a moment, right? 2-on-4, no respite yet. Poison's out of the round, and so it's kс last alive. They're all over at the connector, all 3 players. And it's just 28 points of health and 8 seconds left. It's not going to happen, is it? OG, they keep their heads above water. That round was so important, right? We already went into it saying that the fact that OG find a round there means that a 7-8 half, you know, getting this as close as you can is now very, very achievable. You were never going to break Complexity's money, right? They had 2 players at 16K almost, so they're totally fine. But it's for your own preservation. It's for your own chances now. You're no longer hinging on a weakened force buy to close out the half. Now you've got the AWP on Mantu, another AWP on Alexi as well. And so you've got a great chance here to 7-8 the half.
Well, Mantu's going for it. Full send. He's been boosted. Does he know a player's crossed to the right? The timing is good for Cole, but the left peak first. The bomb dropped. And Mantu doesn't stop. Finding a double. Sees an arm as well. He's going to dodge the flash to the best of his ability and try and come in with a little bit more. Dying in the apartment eventually, but it's still a great hold to find that bomb. And now everyone's here on this B-bomb site. Poison looking for a desperate play, looking for another ace. Not very realistic. Triple stacked in B with a flank as well. He's walking the smoke. This is a death sentence. He just doesn't know it yet.
Oh, Valde should be looking right at him. Valde should be staring him down. Oh, he's just missing him. He's just missing him by the tiniest of margins. Poison is surely dead. Surely the flank from Issa, he's just missed the timing. Oh, Poison, it couldn't have gotten worse. And there it is, 8-7 at the end of the first half. Nice and close. OG, they recover. And while Complexity have the lead, will it stay that way for long?
Gotta work until I'm on the covers. Hey, I just gotta work until my songs are covered. Hey, I just wanna make it fresh to be my mother. Wish we could learn how to love our mistakes. Straight from the jump and now wait for an answer. Wish We could smile when shit's rough nowadays. Change our reactions. You just gotta love yourself.
Sicko waited all round long, looking there, and now falls brave, but Malta might just be the saving. And now just Zipnik's left to find, but if one man is stealing the inflection, it's often him.
It's all on system. This is for the map. This is for the game. The smoke base coming. He gets the kill. Gets him off the bomb. The pistol's out. The PC-50 might just save Big once again. And he's got it all on his own.
Incredible fourth frag!
We're halfway through this map and scores on the doors. Cole up by 1 at an 8-7 half. Looking good, but not quite out of the water, out of the fire yet, rather. Or out of the woods, out of the water, however you want to say it. It's still a tough time. OG show a couple of rounds at the end of the half, and that will very much keep them in it mentally. Smokes on A is the game plan. Fast execute for OG. It's a retake for Cole. They got the kit on JKS. Back towards CT. And the smokes are in. Here come the cavalry.
Oh, there they are, JKS, they're out. They all turn their back to him, and those back of the head hitboxes, finicky as ever. JKS, when he's given the chance in the head-to-head, he takes them off. And now Mantu up into CT, gonna see if he fares any better versus the might of JKS, who was tagged down to 5 HP when he gets those 2 kills. The flash is good, but JKS has dodged it. And now, peeking over the top, they will get the better of him. A 3-on-3 ensues, and Config is already deep within this site, far deeper than OG were ready for. But that little warning shot has given them all the info they need. They rush down Alexa B, the bomb planted for CT, not a kit in sight. So they've got to get on this defuse. The kills need to come in, and Valder naded out by Config, draws a close to that pistol round. Complexity, they get it locked in, and they go 9-7 up.
Nothing like stealing a nade from an opponent and using it to close the round there. What a dunk down into CT. And yeah, great shots from JKS. Worth noting the jumping backwards out Palace. Very smart for OG. Wouldn't do that in a gun round. You can just get sprayed, right? But against USPs that are relying on those headshots, it's a very nifty way of sneaking away into the bomb site at very minimal risk. But once you start getting aggressive, well, that's when JKS is ready to butter your bread. And OG, they get toasted. 9-7 and a timeout before OG get back into this T side. We had them win their CT pistol, and Cole forced and flipped it on its head very fast. So OG looked to do the same thing, buying up, but it's far less pretty. We had a couple of AKs last time around. This time it's Mac 10s, Galil. Is there another rifle out and about? Maybe. Mantu could get himself a Galil. Or Galal. Better than the FAMAS at least. And cheaper as well. I mean, that's a 1-2 punch. So probably a faster round here for OG. the classic MM call, hit B, go fast, go 5. Smokes into mid though, so OG splitting it a little bit. They throw a lot of mid utility, but will still be that B group early. Everyone here. And with enough pressure put on mid early, they've drawn the short player out very deep. Config, he's confirmed there's nothing here, but that has left his teammate on an island in this site. Rush has got to do it all on his own. Config coming back as well. Oh, Rush, one from the site, gets overwhelmed by LXCB, and Config is here behind the pillar. Can't stop the plant, but can keep Cole man up, and he's already creeping in. Are they ready for this move? Nico is, with the mag, finding a kill at range, and now the rifles will be left to retake in a 3-on-3.
Oh, the short side flank from JKS. While it is coming in, it's being watched by Alexa B. Time starting to tick against Complexity. If they're going to go for this, they got to go now. They've got that kit on Blame F, but it's up in the apartments. It's vulnerable to getting dropped. JKS is deleted it short, and Blame is tagged down at 10 HP. He's now gone as well. There's just no time for Poison. Try as he might, and even though he's winning fight after fight, it's still not the round. OG, they steal it away with the pistols. 8-9, an immediate response from OG.
Exactly what happened in that first half. And man, Config, you think he's making the round-winning play, creeping up catwalk on the right wall, but that's, if anything, what not only gives OG back to 3-on-3, but then arms them with an M4 that finds 3 kills. Alexibi does it all. And so not even like a bad play for Config. He has a really good position. He's got a timing. He can't stop the plant, but he can kill the planter off the bomb, and then just gets swung by Nico on the Mac-10. And it all comes crumbling down as a result. Force back for Cole. They want to try and contest this one, but it's going to be difficult with only Deagles and a scout. Blame makes something work. Poison so low. And OG moving through the middle. Maybe down a man, but still somewhat advantageous with the weaponry they have, although that could change in an instant. Config, oh dear, he needs that kill more than anything, because now he's trapped, now he's caught, and they're going to chase him down if only he finished the job.
That's such a shame. Config, I've said that about him so many times today. It feels like he's had all these opportunities, but just slipping by the wayside. It has put the fear into OG, and now they're worried about everything. They're not budging, and we're just 45 seconds left. You know, eventually they've got to hit it, this B bomb site. They're hitting that point where they don't even have time to change their minds. It is just an all-in B offensive. And because Complexity of JKS pushed up at ramp over at that A bomb site, they have stacked 3 over towards B. They are here ahead of time. And so as long as they hold their nerves, which they will thanks to JKS, they are stacked up as the push is coming in. Rushes Deagle, good for the first. Dropping into the site is Issa, and he'll double up. But will they be ready for Blame F, who was sat by patient? Oh, they're planting the bomb, but the smoke is on it, so Blame can't deny it. 2 out of these 3 players are low, but it's not enough. Blame F is deleted from the round without getting anything done. And JKS, oh, good guy JKS, doesn't have armor behind the Deagle. Coming in late, and Nico on the other side, just waiting patiently. Nico, keep holding. Knives are out. Go a little now. Still waiting, running away. Bye. Oh, there it is. Peak for JKS. Nothing else found, and it's a little bit ugly. OG up onto 9.
Yeah, I really thought Blame was going to spam that smoke there and try and stop the plant. There were 10 seconds left. If he got that kill right at the end and dropped the planter, even if he dies, there is like maybe a chance that OG fumbled the bomb plant and the round is won by Cole. That was
not only that, it would have given JKS a lot more room in the apartments, right? But that doesn't happen because, you know, you imagine if that kill onto the planter comes in, well, suddenly you're scrambling to get the bomb down and get that trade, right? Those are your 2 priorities. Likely, that means that Nico is not in the apartments, which means JKS has a lot more room in a round like that.
Obviously, Blame can't see the bomb, so that's obviously the main reason he doesn't go for it. But default, pretty common spot, right? Like you...
Yeah, right. It's not like they were like doing some like mega out there plant spot that like you didn't know about, right? The smoke's for apartments. They're in apartments. It's probably planted for apartments.
The only reason there is like, you know, they don't know you're in the site. They've already killed 2. You're hoping the element of surprise is enough. If you don't give away your position, because obviously if he spams and he misses the plant to say it's a bit wider or he misses his shot, like there he's screwed. They know he's there. They've got the plant. He's given away his position for nothing. But unfortunately, that was seemingly the only way to win the round, it felt like, for Cole. Now to Felico. So OG have flipped this one on its head. The force play back in almost does it and almost doesn't cut it. Fouled it fast with the SMG getting one. And his team will pick up the pieces. Config. Oh, that's a punishing flick.
Config is the king of almost killing
right?
people.
It does feel like that right now. He was showing up on Inferno. He was shining bright. And so it's a bit of a shame to see that here on Mirage. OG are in the lead. It didn't feel realistic. It didn't feel, not impossible, but this easy.
You know, a tried and tested method for getting back into the game if you feel like you're only doing damage but you're not killing. You have to change the state of your socks. So if you were wearing them, take them off, and not flirting with you, but you know, like that's what you do. And if you're not wearing them, put them on. Trust me on that, Hugo.
I'd never see you with socks on, Harry.
Yeah, it's because I'm always just feeling it. But like, if ever I'm not, don't worry. The socks are ready to go on.
That's an interesting concept. We'll get back to that later, because right now it's a B rush and it's going in fast. Rush, the man himself, has to hold on onto everything. Config's doing the damage. Can he keep it alive? He's killing everyone. No damage, all kills, all headshots. And Mantu now alone. 4 for Config. You talk some smack and he shows up in a big way. That's exactly what we needed from Complexity. Wow,
that's a man who's just changed his socks right there, right? Config.
Has he gone from on to off or off to on?
I reckon on to off with Config. Look at this.
Cold feet.
Rocking out with his sock out over the wall short side. My, oh my. Almost the ace as well. It would have been incredible, but look at that.
That's a face of a man who's not satisfied. That's a man who wants all 5. Better luck next time, but damn good hold. Okay. Well, the socks are off and the gloves are on. Collar pushing top mid. Blame taking space, taking names, and dishing out the pain in high supply. He's been covered by an AWP, but Alexi B swings and wins. Poison smoked off, gonna chuck a nade. That could be big. Not as much as I hope, but still some damage. OG down a man, but they've at least traded it. Where will they go from here?
Well, they've got Valde waiting back in the B apartments. But they're not looking to rejoin him just yet. Very, very slow in this round. Back to middle they go. Poison waiting in the window. Flashed in for a peek and he doesn't see anything, so he decides to leave middle now. He thinks the timing is good for that. Repositions all the way over towards CT. And in reality, the timing couldn't have gotten much worse. Mantu with a smoke as well. If he drops this, or anyone with a smoke for that matter over in mid, if he drops this and, oh, that's a lovely flash. I love that one. But they never see the man tucked. They don't know that Valde's in the apartment. His presence here is unknown, but there's 7 seconds. That bomb can't go down. Issa cannot win this round no matter what he does. Good, but the problem is, like, to hit those timings, you had to leave it very, very late. Relying on getting those kills as you go up the catwalk, and the fact that everyone really does come back to hurt OG.
Criticized, but in that case it had to be.
Mate, it's over, you know.
He dies. It's not what they wanted with 4, lots of room given in middle. 2-2 split for Cole. OG, they drop the ball, they drop the bomb, they drop the round, but not the shot. What a kill for Alexi. JKS lets it pass. Oh, he needs it both, and he gets him even a third. That's a great recovery from JKS. Almost looked like a whiff, but he stands strong, and Blame stands tall above the stairs, keeping Cole up against that eco. Nothing is sacred right now. Nothing is guaranteed. But OG coming back in with another huge buy round. Have to stay in this game right now. This could be the series done and dusted if Cole just find a few more. Lovely stuff for JKS. I've been at the criticism of a lot of poor games starting off coming into this roster, but today we've had a lot of mileage from him.
Look at this, explosive down over at Catwalk. I love the pace, I love the speed. Let's see what they do with it. Well, the bomb's dropped in the apartment, so you can go as fast as you want. You're going head first into a collision here if you're OG. Oh, they're ready for the wrap. Alexi's gone. It's a 3-on-5.
How are you in market at 130 in the round? That's what I'm wondering. Alexi's so quick.
Oh, Rush. They're right there. And there he is, the readjustment. Goodbye. It's all on Mantu. 1v5. Nice and easy, right? Config holding onto the apartments. Bomb retrieve. Minute and 5 seconds left. This is the story so far. Mantu is running all the way back towards T-Sport to try and get ahead of Complexity, to try and make them guess. Give himself any room to work with. The problem is Mantu is very much relying on them feeding him these kills, right? The pressure is off Complexity. And Mantu knows that the only way that I get away with something here is if they essentially come to me. And Complexity, I don't know if you can see the minimap right now, they're not moving. They have physically let go of the keyboards, standing still, knowing that this round is in the bag. If they just don't push the one man that's still alive. AMF has even taken this lower peak. He's going to see the legs. Mantu, there it is. Shows a little too much skin. Blame gets the better of him. Complexity up onto 13. No money for OG. And this series could draw to a pretty anticlimactic ending unless OG are able to find something in their rifle round against 14.
Yeah. And we saw a similar situation that first map, right? It was the inverse. It was OG up and about, Cole pulling a bit of a comeback and closing it. So OG need to do the same right back to him. Pistols out. We got nade stacked into the window, perhaps. Blame. Your time is limited, but he gets out. Oh, dodges the artillery strike. Or misses that shot somehow, but nades in and Blame finishes one. Nico with a double D. Where has that come from? Killing everyone all over the place, all over the map. But Is is gone and JKS is holding strong. Nico needs to keep that up if they want to actually win this force by round. And Mantu's found himself an orb and with great effect, picking JKS off of default. Both players trapped window side. He is free. OG could just waltz in right now and get that plant. Blame's even eaten a shot through the smoke. Uh-oh. Rush is going to be able to try and stop Nico here, so he could drop the bomb. Timing is everything. And OG, take this time to hold on and wait. See if Cole feed the beast anymore. Blame's pushed ramp. He won't commit. It's a long route through spawn. And Mantu, oh, if he doubles back, it gets avoided, it gets missed. The timing, and somehow Rush wins that fight, even though Mantu scoped up. You take those if you rush, but a scary situation. Nico now with the orb needs to finish what he started.
Oh, but already in B, Rush is one step ahead. He might be the man to close it out, and indeed he is, 14-10. And the hopes of finding a partial buy victory to keep the dream alive for OG is now out the window. This is the buy round that really does decide their fate. You know, they're at the point at least where the loss bonus is kind of starting to max out, so they've got that going for them, right? They can grind this game to an overtime. But that's not what you want. You want to have a tiny room for error, right? You want to build something up and around like this one that's coming. Orp on Mantu. He put it to good use when he picked one up. Can he do it again? Out into mid they go. Poison misses the jump over the smoke because of the flash, but won't miss it the second time around. Alexa B now alone in middle. Underneath the nose of Config, drops that molly, trapping him in the connector. But maybe Config's not trapped in here with Alexi, and it's Alexi trapped in here with Config. kс has been incredible inside of this A-bomb site, and he's going to have to do it again. Config does best Alexi. kс is gone, but Config hitting the ground running onto a triple, blinded off the angle, and it all falls onto Valde in the clutch. He has a bomb plant at least. CT is open. Valde doesn't know that yet. Flash to try and get over. Tagged by the AWP, but he lives to tell the tale. Valde just hiding out, just waiting for his moment to pounce. Behind the boxes, the spam is coming in, but Valde is still alive somehow. Molotov to CT, Valde wrapping around triple. They don't know about him yet, and now he's repositioned. They smoke him off to try and get on this bomb. There's the tap to poison, and now just Rush left to beat, but you can't get past him. The ultimate blocker in these clutch attempts is Rush. And he puts 15 up on the board for Colt, now one away from the clean 2-0.
Yeah, Rush hasn't been going crazy in frags or getting multi-kills on B like Config has, but like you said, he's been the closer of so many of these rounds, shutting down bomb plants, tapping it there, and Valde's hand is forced. He has to try and check the plant. He doesn't know whether it's a stick or not. And this is one hell of a game for Colt. Config even picking up that second AWP as well, looking unleashed with it. And is there any answer? OG with more plants and more loss bonus, but money has not been the problem in this game. Oh boy. They're going through the smoke. Nico's fully flashed, and kс has just dashed them down with a double, dropping the bomb and dinking Issa, somehow living as well. They must have a molly. They need to throw it under, but Mantu gets peeked before it leaves his hand, and this map might end with a strong ending for Complexity. They just clean it up, man. It's just a pub on that A site, running through ramp smokes, running into crossfires, and running down a 2-0 victory. It's Complexity taking the win.
Life is fun, you're a liar.
Hey Future Pros! We all love doing A executes on Mirage, so I thought I'd show you a slightly different approach to help secure the T-side pistol round. This strat is almost as old as Mirage, but it's effective and still used by some pro teams today. 100 Thieves playing under Renegades at the time will be my pros to help guide you through this execute. The idea behind this strat is to take CT control using smokes and flashes, which can give you a nice and easy post-plant situation. For this execute, you'll need 2 smokes, 4 flashes, and at least 4 willing Future Pros. Future Pro number 1. You'll be throwing the jungle smoke along with 2 flashes. To throw the jungle smoke, hop up here and line up with the left side of this thing. Line your crosshair up so you're in line with this brick section and also where the post meets the wood. Then toss the smoke. Jungle is a right pane to smoke, so be aware there could be a slight gap on the left side of the smoke. After you've thrown your smoke, hop down to this door. Get in front of the left side of the right metal grid. Aim to the top of the lamp and throw the flash. This will blind anyone looking at ramp from the CT side. Then make your way to A main with your team. Once the coast is somewhat clear and you have a teammate close to triple box, pull out your flash and lob it into CT. This will allow your teammate to bring the pain to any defender in CT spawn. After you have some ground towards CT spawn, make sure you plant the bomb for this newly acquired territory. Future Pro number 2. You'll be throwing the stairs smoke along with 2 other flashes. Do I really need to explain the stairs smoke? You guys already know this, but if not, hop onto this ledge, aim at the middle of this thing, then place your crosshair in the middle of the lower part of this gap. Then just toss the smoke. After you've thrown the smoke, head to the ramp and lob your flashes towards jungle. This should flash anyone playing close to the smokes and buy you some time before the CTs try to look for a one-way or push the smoke entirely. After this, just hold towards CT to support Future Pro 4 from afar. Save your second flash as maybe you can get some use out of it in the post plan. Future Pro number 3. Your job is to take Palace control. Make sure to be aware that a CT player could be pushing Palace. Once your team smokes come in, this is when you can peek out of Palace. Keep an eye out on the jungle smoke and also peek CT when needed. If everything is going well, make sure to stay up in Palace, as this is a very useful position. Future Pro 4, you are the point man for this execute, so make sure you did at least 4 hours of DM prior to this round. You'll be pushing towards CT spawn with a flash from Future Pro 1 to assist you. Your flight path for this push is important. Fight your instincts to push onto the side, instead push in front of the triple boxes to get close to CT. When you are close, call for Future Pro 1 to throw their flash. You can now explode into CT and take as much control as you can. If you need another flash, call for Future Pro 2 who will have a backup flash. If you have all made it this far, you probably are set to win the round. Make sure to keep control of CT as it will make any kind of post-plant situation so much easier to win. Good luck, and I'm sure you can nail this after a bit of practice.
Well, this one runs its course: complexity, finding the success necessary, 2-0 over OG. And boy, that's going to be a tough one for OG to bounce back from. And honestly, big question I have for you, Yanko. Where was Nico on the second map?
I don't know. I think he was still on Inferno. Think about that, maybe. You know, the 4v2 that they lost at the very end of the game. But yeah, I mean, he was missing, but I think just complexity played a better game all around as a team, especially in that second half. On their CT side, it felt like they were just solid all around in their holes. They got some good reads as well after they stopped OG trying to hit the bomb sites a couple of times. You know, OG had to switch to a more of a default, slower style. Then they pulled out the double op setup. We saw Confi get some good kills with that second op, and it just seemed like they were one step ahead of OG on this one.
And that was the idea, right? That's what you want if you're complexity. You want to capitalize on that, kind of run away with it, give yourself more room to work with. And for complexity, they showed it right there, right? There were some times, there were some pressured situations on them. There was some pressure from OG. It just wasn't close enough.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there were some close rounds in terms of like clutches or rounds that could have been closer. Poison had some good rounds on their T side, right, where he got a couple of crucial kills with the op when they were exploding towards B. I mean, he had that ace round as well. If he doesn't pick up all of those kills, maybe OG can steal around the way and turn some of the momentum over to their side. But all in all, it was just not enough from OG in this one.
Yeah, it's a rough showing nonetheless. I mean, we could always just kind of speculate and say, okay, well, if we went to nuke, then do we still see this outcome in the series?
Well, also, how would they actually have played on Mirage if they didn't lose Inferno in such a fashion, right? 15-11 up, giving up a 4v2. Complexity takes it into overtime, basically won 7 rounds in a row from that 15-11 score. And we can see here, you know, that while they played a great series all around, fortunately wasn't enough. And yeah, on the other side, JKS, Config leading the way, so to speak. Like JKS had some good rounds on that CT side of Mirage, really. Pistol round especially.
Oh, yeah.
Skills.
Some saving graces right there. And I kind of want to ask about sort of the pressure we saw put from the complexity side applied on their T side. We saw instances where they were showing presence all sides of the map, and then for what it's worth, they group up, they end up hitting, say, B, for example.
Yeah, you can see, you know, why this is their map pick. They just have a lot of versatility on the map, a lot of confidence. You know, they seem to have a solution for every situation. It's just about getting the correct read. We saw some of those explosion pop plays. We saw some of the more slower default style rounds. So there's a bit of everything over in the complexity side of things.
And still question marks for OG. You know, I'm wondering, is this just a, you know, kind of a flash in the pan? Is there a chance here? Because I want to believe that, you know, Nico has come over and this might just be the missing puzzle piece.
Yeah, I mean, that's possible. They will need time to figure that one out, right? They only had a couple of days practice with him, if any. You know, they've had the qualifier for DreamHack Masters 2 that they've had to play. It's been a lot of officials and, you know, kind of he had to hit the ground running. But they're still in a good position after that win yesterday against Big. You know, these are 2 of the toughest opponents, Heroic being the 3rd one. So, you know, they're still like, they still have a good chance for the playoffs.
Yanko, look over there. Config.
Nice, Trace.
Yeah, it almost.
Got any more tricks for me? Yo, Trace, look over there, bro. What's there? Oh, nothing.
My God. Oh, there he is. I told you he was coming. He was just
you were
late,
just
man.
late, man.
It happens. I'm a little delayed as it is. Config, congratulations. Quite the day in the server for you, guy. How you feeling?
Feeling great, honestly. Feels really nice to finally win some games that we've had like an unlucky period with stand-ins and stuff. So it's just really nice to play good Counter-Strike again.
Cool. Congrats on the win. We can tell, and obviously Blame talked about it a little bit yesterday, that you and Rush have been swapping some positions around. Can you say, like, what was the reasoning behind that from your side? You just feel more comfortable, or is it just like you felt like you didn't have enough impact in the positions that you had?
I think the roles that we switched, we also switched me and Justin JKS a little bit, and it just feels way better for the team with the communication. Like they communicate a little bit better than me and like make plans for the team, and I think that's just the basic thing. And then I'm on the aimer positions now, where I get to get like nice crisp duels that I like and enjoy. So I think it's really good for me as well as a player.
And I want to talk about some of that crispiness, Config, right? Because you had this cool thing happen over on the CT side. I believe it was round 20, somewhere in there. I'm sure it's all a blur to you at this point. But we're going to run it back, and I kind of want you to walk us through the motions right here, because you can say start, stop anytime during this.
Oh, yeah, that's the famous. That's a good old famous spray. I've never been good with famous in my entire life, so I was pretty lucky, I guess. And then the AK here, Valde just got completely annihilated. And then we see Nico as well trying to peek me, but you can't peek the god. The god himself always will dominate you. So just unlucky by the two guys that they ran into the best player.
Best Danish player, right? You got two of your countrymen in that one, so easy one.
Yeah, and I guess for us, I mean, I don't think you have any more questions for me, Ingo?
No, let's leave the man be, Trace. Like, you don't have to bother everyone who they're never gonna agree to do an interview again.
It's our jobs. Anyway, thank you, Config, and I'm sure that you feel a lot more at ease today.
Of course, of course. Thank you so much for being here.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yanko, look, there goes Config. I hear a slight little buzz right there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there's the production telling you, like, please stop.
Please don't do this to us anymore. So overall, this is not the idea for OG. For them, this was not exactly where they wanted. But again, with Pro League, you do have the luxury of so many games.
They're still on track. You can lose a few and still make the playoffs. I don't think anyone expected or they expect to go through this group, flawlessly, really. So it's just about looking at some of the mistakes, especially some of those rounds with advantages, right? Seeing what they can do better. That's definitely a lesson right there. The series could have gone differently. So we'll see how they adapt moving forward. Every game they play, every practice map they can put in is going to help them a lot to just get Nico more and more used to their style and for him to incorporate himself better into the team.
Just involved is basically what we're looking at. And time heals all, or at least somebody said that at one point.
It is true.
Speaking of which, we're out of time for this game. In fact, we're going to be going to a break, and when we come back, there's going to be a little bit of shift change. Things might look a little bit different as we jump into Big versus Heroic. You're watching the ESL Pro League Season 13.
You ready? Huh? Hey, easy boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
If you want to know what you're good at and, well, also what you suck at, check out csgohub.com. Coming!
Hi, my name is Suli. My handle is Snix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always, always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help. Good luck, have fun.
Waited all round long, looking there, and now falls right, but Malta might just be the saviour. And now just Zipnik's left to find. But if one man is steely and the punches, it's off and him.
It's all on Tatum. This is for the map. This is for the game. The smoke phase coming. He gets the kill. He gets him off the bomb. The pistol's out. The PT-50 might just save Big once again. And he's done it all on his own.
Incredible fourth frag.
Hey Future Pros, we have another execute for you and your friends to learn. This execute will help when you are taking the B site on Mirage. For this setup, you will need at least 3 Future Pros and 3 smokes and optionally a bunch of flashes. Let's break this down. Future Pro number 1, you'll be throwing one of the arch smokes. To do this, line yourself up with this corner of the cracked stone floor. Aim at the left side of this dark squarish smudge on the wall, then simply jump throw the smoke. Since you threw this from close to mid, I would recommend wrapping around cat to get to B or maybe holding off rotations in mid. Future Pro number 2, you will throw the other arch smoke. To do this, line up with the middle part of this window. Aim to the sky and position your crosshair so it is in the middle of the antenna and the overhang. Then throw the smoke normally. Future Pro number 3, you will be smoking off the window leading into the B side. To throw the smoke, get yourself into this corner. Aim at the corner of this large tower, then jump throw the smoke. Nice and easy. With all 3 of these smokes thrown, taking the B side should be much easier than it would be without them. To make this even easier on your team, get your players to lob as many flashes as possible over the top of B. And as always, good luck.
Это будет тяжело теперь. Иди прямо и налево. Прямо и налево иди. Он залез на крышу. Нет, беги налево максимально. Все, ты идеально смотришь прямо сейчас. Чуть правее. Да, вышел с будки, все, ставь бомбу. Левее еще прицел стреляй. Чуть-чуть. Он вышел, смотрите, левее, намного левей. Еще левей. Левей, бро. Поворачивай медленно. Стреляй, правее, стреляй. Стой. Нет, левей. Левей и выше. Чуть-чуть выше и стрейф направо и стреляй. Когда я скажу, стреляй. Жди так. Стреляй! Правее, и стреляй! Не, ну блин! Левее, чуть-чуть еще. Стой, правее, смотрит на тебя. Чуть-чуть правее. Вот, да, стреляй, да! И садись туда же, куда я. Вот, все, идеально, на центр двери смотришь. Стреляй! Правее, чуть-чуть правее. Убил? Надо попробовать затащить. Еще прямо, и левее чуть. Все, ты упал. Налево и ставь бомбу. Выходи чуть направо или влево, смотри, он дефит. Лево, прицел, максимально влево. Бро, пожалуйста, еще чуть, выше, попал мне, выше. Да, тихо, он справа второй, просто направо прицел. Выше. Стрейфись. Тихо. Они не успели, боже, мы сделали это. Боже, ты такой жесткий клатч сделал. Чуть выше теперь. Чуть выше, правее стреляй. Левее. Но...
Я в тилте.
Я скажу, когда стреляй. Стреляй. Стой. Левее смотри. Стой, направо. Стреляй! Нет, чуть левее. Ты 4 типа убил. Беги. Нет. Лево. Стой, тихо. Направо смотри, быстрей. Нет. Все, ты сидишь по центру улицы. Почти убил. 15 секунд, ставь бомбу просто на вилке. Нет, прям ты на типа бежишь. Назад.
Где я, блядь?
Развернись на зум, дай. Вот он прям перед тобой справа. Это было близко.
across. Bullets already exchanged, but Flamey has made it. He did bring the bomb with him. That is quite the achievement. Now his teammate can set himself up. If only he could plant for him. He has a chance to plant for long and the smoke to help him do so. But Device, it's gone! Simple is not missing. He is unrelenting. And he wants more.
Not the Glock.
He's using the smoke to perfect advantage. He's got backs turned. Glaive considering it as an option, but now here they are! And he's making it look silly! Humiliation on the semi-finals!
The best looking Na'Vi I've ever seen.
2 versus 3 with 15 seconds left. They're charging in towards B. Magis, he's going to get there in time, I think. No, already Flamey's found cover. And Simple, he could find this shot. It's so quick. Na'Vi have this round in the bag.
Flamey and Simple will survive.
And Simple, he could find him. This shot, it's so quick. Simple, I swear, if you do anything ridiculous now, I am going to...
There it
That's just ridiculous! No, absolutely not. He made me sound like a gorilla.
This wasn't just a Simple show. Every single player on Na'Vi showed up. But Simple.
Simple is not missing. He is unrelenting.
This guy is unbelievable.
What is this, man?
Did you get flashed?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my god.
Boogie? Oh my god.
Oh.
You cannot see me, right?
Almost.
Oh.
It's like I can only see your helmet.
Oh, what? 1 HP?
Yeah, 10 HP.
Oh, where's my shots going? No, no, no. I tried to jump, then I pulled my knife out.
Yeah. Don't pull knife out in this map. You get surprised every time. Whoop. Oh. Oh.
Oh. Oh no. Why are you jumping? Jumping jack?
I hit you through the floor.
I think my leg. Nasty. No. Can we remove Digos?
I need to win one, Val, please.
I'm FK.
Oh, no, you're still insane.
You saw me or what?
Yeah. No hits, not good.
Oh, you saw me. Meh. Mama. You have spider sound or something? Like
me? Spider senses.
Yeah, I guess you got my intention. Got no place I'd rather be, feel like another dimension. I don't wanna talk, baby, you should let it go. I don't wanna go, let me say a little more. Talk to me, I just want a little bit of company. You acting like you really wanna fall for me. But baby, can you tell me who you wanna be? Yeah. Talk to me, I just want a little bit of company. You acting like you really wanna fall for me. Baby, can you tell me who you wanna be? Yeah.
I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I call the shots in the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I'm savage, you've been distracted, your best my average, there's a reason for that's a fact. So they snapping back, mad at the fact that I don't have a backup plan, I ain't need that. Outworking everybody when I relax, so I ain't tripping about none of y'all feedback. Every day I wonder when I'm gonna peak at, and that's why you count your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. Shots in the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting the blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, now everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stop till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now.
You thought that I was blind, but to be honest, I don't mind. Cause I don't feel the same way I used to do. Every time I see you, I know the truth. Cause baby, every think about you and your words. All the times you lied to me, I took notes. I don't know what to say. I thought
Nova or? Nova, let's go Nova. For the distance.
Alright, come here, you fuck.
Think one under, nice.
You're gonna take an Hexel, you fuck. Oh.
I'm gonna be worse at this one.
One pushing mid.
Dead. Above us.
Come here, come here.
Nice, let's go.
Wait, I don't have a skin for my Nova. Oh my god.
I have souvenir.
It's painful.
Okay, 37 in one.
Oh. Guys, I'm gonna be worse on this.
Oh, on the left one! Fuck! Kill him.
Wait, you're a fucking beast at this. What the fuck do you mean?
Okay, I'm so done.
Bro.
Come over here, you fuck.
What the fuck?
I found my new talent.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
No, I like that again. I like that, bro. Dude, you did minus 40 to me from that range. Asger!
Up. Kill him.
Wait.
No. Kill him. Kill this fuck. Nice.
Only Zeus. Okay. Bro, how many times do I do?
I don't know. Great gun though. What? Probably when are you gonna help me?
Oh, this is my new gunman too, bro.
No. One pushing mid.
Left side.
I think Isak has got, he has the shotgun crosser.
Yeah, that might be it.
Let's go!
He's 1 HP, bro. Exactly 1 HP, man.
So
Wait, I forgot to buy a Nova. Fuck.
Oh, I was thinking why I was dying so fast. I had no armor all the time.
What?
Actually, I think I didn't have armor.
Yeah.
Bro, you jinxed me, I swear.
Oh.
Come back.
Minus 40. No.
No, bro, I'm not good after this shotgun game. Okay, I'm good again. GG, guys.
GG, bits.
ESL Pro League is brought to you by Gaming Malta, Intel, US Air Force, 1xBet, and DHL.
Life is fun when you're a liar.
Welcome back to the Pro League as we have our final match here of day 2 about to kick off with Big Clan up against Heroic. Now, we obviously have had Heroic take a first victory in groups just yesterday when they played up against Renegades, and Big Clan unfortunately falling short when it came to OG. I'm Jason Kappen, joined by Pimp here on the desk. We're going to be breaking this one down while we get things ready and set up to go here. So to start things off, Pimp, let's talk about Heroic. Obviously, the roster changes they've had. We got to see Shush and Refresh come into the team yesterday and play, and I'd say they played pretty damn well.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job so far. I think they're off to a good start. It's too much to expect that Heroic, as of right now, can be up there with the very best teams again. 2 new players have been brought in, new roles has to be figured out, new maps maybe have to be deployed, but so far for Heroic, I think they've been doing a good job. The results they've been able to produce with the 2 new boys have been okay. Yeah. Nothing too stellar, nothing too bad, and the individual performances as well, coming out of Shush in particular, has been very, very satisfying.
It's nice to see a little bit of a rise as well with them. Obviously, seeing them back in the DreamHack Masters qualifier qualifier just a couple of days ago. We've seen Refresh kind of stabilize within the team, Shush as well. And I'm curious to see like how far will they go. I feel like in the interview we had with Caden yesterday from Frankie, he talked about Refresh has slotted in really well to the team. Map 1 didn't really look like it, but I'm curious, where's the limit for him within this roster?
He is the X factor, right? We just saw the stats right there that was being pulled up as well, that Shush so far has been the better player of the two. But let's be honest, Refresh is the guy that is the X factor. He has the ability to take over the server. He has the ability to be explosive on the server and be a real pity for the opponent. So there's a lot of potential within Refresh, but he has to do better than he's done so far. But for him to slot in, it's a different story than Shush that is a little bit more of a known quantity. Let's put it that way.
And it's going to be a very tough match for them as well. A true test to the Heroic roster with the 2 new players coming in as they take on Big Clan here. But before we talk about Big Clan, we have Frankie, who's able to sit down with Dude, the coach of the team, and talk to him about the match yesterday.
Dude, thank you so much for joining me. You are going up against Heroic next. What are your expectations from Heroic, given that they've got 2 new players?
Overall, I think Heroic is a very interesting team to play against. We always have really close matches against them. And now with the roster changes, I'm not too sure what to expect. I think it's a really strong team. And I think the playstyle will probably not shift too much because I think they have the same IGL. But yeah, I think it's like we don't really know what to expect. We'll probably focus on ourselves mainly and just see how everything will work out.
In your last match against them at IM Katowice, Searson wasn't on his best form. So I'm just wondering, is he particularly key to a successful match against Heroic for you?
I think generally speaking, Searson is a really important aspect to our game, no matter who we face. Of course, it's still a team game. Even if he doesn't drop like 30 bomb every game, then the others have to step up, of course. So I think it's not that we completely rely on him, but of course, it's always a nice bonus to have him compete and play really well. I don't think specifically against Heroic that he struggles or something. I think it's just that, Heroic has a really specific playstyle and it's always hard for every one of us.
So as coach then, if one of your players, say Searson, doesn't perform, what can you do to make sure that the rest of the team steps it up?
I think I mainly focus on the whole, like the whole bigger picture of the, like I don't really focus on someone individually not performing. Usually I just focus on what's not working as a system right now. What can we do to improve as a team right now? It's not really helpful to tell people, like you're not hitting or you have to compensate for this player. Like we just try to play our game and just make sure that we're mentally always on top.
I'm glad to hear it. Thank you so much for talking to me, dude.
Did talk about in particular their Searson, because yesterday in their match versus OG there was that third map where he just did not perform, unfortunately, and we saw them fall. I think he had 5 kills in the first 11 rounds.
4 of them being in 1 round, so he was not finding a lot of impact. You're right, but Searson to me is not a problem when it comes to Big and not performing. I think yesterday they fell apart as a team, and then of course Searson cannot perform. I think he's one of the most stable players we have within Counter-Strike. I think he's always good for a couple of frags, always good for a clutch, always a potent player on the server, so I'm not too worried about him. I look towards the rest of the team and how they approach the game as a team.
Well, speaking about the team potentially falling apart, we need to take a look at their past results, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday, and this is not looking too good for the team who, as you said, beating MIBR isn't necessarily like that's a big win for you for a team like Big Clan.
No, and the biggest problem with this graphic right here is the fact that they lose 0-2 to Heroic and they lose 0-2 to G2. Of course, they lost 1-2 to OG yesterday to correct it. But the fact that you're losing to G2, who then makes a roster change, you lose to Heroic 0-2, who then goes on making a roster change, you're basically playing 2 teams who are already more or less death. 2 teams who know that they're going to make roster changes, 2 teams who are not in a great shape. And if you're Big Clan, you still went on and you lost 0-2. Right now, result-wise, they're in a crisis. Playing-wise as well. I think I saw it yesterday on Inferno in particular. They're not playing Counter-Strike very well right now. They're struggling a little bit and they're too easy to rattle out of their position, to rattle out of their game plan. And that's a problem for Big Clan.
Well, speaking of struggling, we did get to see on Nuke yesterday a great little clutch coming out of Xantares, and we're going to take a look at that one more time. But it seems like that shouldn't be a round you should ever win in a 2-1-5, honestly.
No, it shouldn't be a round that you ever win. Xantares is doing a fantastic job right here. Of course, playing behind 15-12. They're well aware that if they lose this round, that's it. Now, the reason why we want to highlight this clip is the fact that there's individual brilliance still within the lineup. Xantares is doing a good job. He's still a fantastic Counter-Strike player, still has a lot of X-Factor on the server. So, individually speaking, I see glimpses of Xantares. I see glimpses of Tapston. I see glimpses of Searson as well, doing a good job. We just need to see it more on a consistent basis. Otherwise, playing against teams like OG, Heroic, Complexity, that can be too much for Big to handle.
Well, that's my question, right? You keep talking about these X factors, and for me, it's like, can one of them, like Tabson, for instance, be a player that can carry against a team like Complexity, like a team against Heroic, which is their match obviously coming up?
Well, he potentially can be, right? But I think that's it's not the right way of looking at it for Big Clan. Like the way and the DNA they have within their organization, within their team, is to win as a team. They have normally good synergy. They have normally good team play a lot of different maps, have a strong map pool. So if all of a sudden you start to rely on Santeros, or you rely on Tabson, or you rely on Sirsen beating the teams for you or carrying your team, then the DNA within the team has changed. And I don't think that needs to happen for Big Clan. Of course, right now, they're not doing a good job. They went 1-2 against OG yesterday. They now face Heroic, Complexity, two of the toughest teams in the group as well. Big Clan, they have to get at least one victory in the next 2 games to still stay in it. And I think it could be very, very tough for them. I didn't see anything good coming out of them yesterday.
I love how you pointed that out. The fact they need to get 1 win in these next 2 matches, and they have pretty much their toughest matches. I feel like I can feel safe in saying that in the first 3 games for them here in the Pro League. And just to imagine, if they lose today, and they can't beat Complexity, we could have the #1 seed in Group A not make it into the playoffs.
Yeah, and that would be the manifestation of a crisis for Big Clan, of course. You see the tendencies already. The results are not looking good. The way they play right now is maybe not to the same level it were a couple of months ago, but let's not forget that Big Clan have been here before. They've been a little bit up and down before. They tried it before. They were one of the best teams in 2020, so they definitely have the level. They have the ability to be up there, but as of right now, they're facing a little bit of a strugglesome period.
And we are seeing the picks come through as well. We got Nuke and Mirage off the bat. And I love kind of the dichotomy we have between the 2 teams where Big Clan should be performing better. And for me, it's more about, can Heroic maintain the kind of form they had yesterday? And now I understand the opponents for them might be a little bit different, obviously playing against Renegades and now up against Big Clan. But I want to see them continue to improve, right? I want to see the time that they're being given, they're using effectively to always improve, to always slot in, refresh a little bit better, keep Shush playing well, and just continue that momentum, that honeymoon period that you get with new players on a roster.
And I guess that's the guy you want to look out for, right? If you're sitting at home as a viewer and you want to pinpoint yourself or focus or follow a storyline throughout this game, look at Refresh. Look at how much impact he's able to find for Heroic. I think it will take him some time before he's up to speed. It's going to take a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months of practice before he's fully utilized. But already now you see glimpses of what he can do for Heroic. You're facing a Big Clan today that are not playing well. You're facing a wounded animal, to be honest. So if you're Refresh right now, what better game to go in here and showcase your own teammates, showcase us as viewers, and showcase the fans out there what you bring to the table. I think he's going to be a player in general that I'm going to be very interested in following for the future being, because he's going to struggle a little bit in the beginning, I feel, but the more time he gets under the belt, the better he should be.
See, I feel like, as Cadian did mention with Frankie, that slotting Refresh in, looking back to Inferno, right? Thinking back to how him and Cadian pushed down middle together, consistently tried to get aggressive against the team. I think that's what Cadian meant, is that he's slotting really well with him in terms of wanting to be aggressive. But go on to a map like Nuke, I wonder what kind of aggression can they really pull out CT side. We saw Ramp be a massive point for Big Clan to struggle against yesterday when they played against OG. They could not get around Issa. I'm wondering if they're going to have those same problems today.
Well, potentially. I mean, Heroic had definitely seen the game yesterday. They may have spotted a couple of tendencies or a couple of weak points within the Big Clan.
Yeah.
I don't know about Nuke yesterday. It was a weird game. I felt Big Clan were in control in the beginning of the game. They were up 4 on the T side, and then everything fall apart. Normally, you'd see Big Clan with the experience they have, they would be able to grind out a couple of rounds more. They would have been able to get at least 5, 6, 7. Winning a pistol round, that should have been game over. But yesterday, they just weren't performing up to the level you'd expect from Big Clan. Today, it's a new case. They face Heroic, who are still coming in with 2 new players. So there's definitely an opportunity for Big to wish-wash what we saw yesterday and get the W.
So if I were to hard press you on this, predictions, really quickly, how do you see this one going?
I think Heroic is going to win, but I think it's going to be 2 very, very close maps.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and head over to our commentators to kick off our first map here in our final game of the day. It's Big Clan up against Heroic. And it's brought to you by Harry and Hugo.
Oh, yes, indeed. Heroic take it on Big. And you wouldn't want to be anywhere else in the world but right here, right now. And in towards this A bomb site, Tabson's up in heaven, but they've already flooded in. They're already all over A, and Tabson's like, well, I'm going to need some help here, boys. And so the rest of Big need to start to rotate in. The bomb is already down. It's a 5v5 retake. This is a weird little pistol round that's happening right before our very eyes. Dizzy and scared about going back through the lobby, and that's because you don't have any idea what lurks here for Heroic. There is a man holding onto the flank. That's Cadian. So we're relying on these Heaven players making the room, and right now, lots of it going their way. Tessez and Cadian left up in this one, and they fought it back into their advantage. Just Tabson having a wrap round into the door, double swang, and Heroic, they get that pistol locked in. Hugo, I haven't even let you talk yet.
How you doing?
I'm pretty good, man. Yeah, that's a weird setup for Big, right? We often see that on CT side nuke where you give up the A site, you play for a retake there, you go for a triple ramp, and you know if you don't get ramp rush, which would be nice, you just retake it through heaven with flashes. That was not the case for Big. 2 out, 2 ramp, 1 heaven, and full armor. No kit, no diffuser, nothing. That's a very weird way to set up for a heaven retake. They're certainly not hoping for an A play in that round, and so they get dished really the worst dessert possible. Heroic, they'll run it right back. They'll run it right into the A site again. And what do you know it? There's only one man here. Make that none. Cadian won his fight in the lobby last time around against Tizian, who flanked. And this time, with Tizian dead, there is a different man coming in on the back line. It's Keto pushed outside. The rest of his team, by the way, saving. Done deal, mate.
Cadian just hit them with the lol. A is free. And then they just run in, mate. And it is free.
It is.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, like that, the entire idea behind the pistol is Bigger going, all right, guys, let's hope they don't rush A, because if they do, we have absolutely nothing to get us back in. We've got to hit headshots. And although they made it close, it's never realistic with no kit, no smoke, no flash, nothing. So 2-0 up. Heroic already showing some face on this A site, and I'm very excited to see what they're going to bring us today, because, you know, while making some big changes on the Danish side.
Yeah, so it got confusing because obviously big changes,
can't use
right?
That word this game.
So while making some large changes.
While making some huge changes.
Ginormous.
Not the word. Gymongous.
Gymongous.
There's a word in there somewhere.
Humongous changes.
changes.
Sorry, Hugo. I kind of sidelined your point with Gymongous.
I don't even know what my point was. They haven't lost a match since they added Shush and a Refresh. So that's something kind of cool. Like they're 3-0 up. Big opposite side. They're 0-3 down. They've lost their last 3 games played.
That's a pretty huge, enormous change that you're onto there, Hugo.
Gigantic.
Well, let's see. Is it the recipe to success? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a chef. Made into secret.
Anything else?
I'm just going to say exactly what's happening.
Oh.
That's what we're all about. Searson, scoping. Still scoped. Other guy, walking in. Pesses. AK out. Double kill? Maybe. Sprays the AK, doesn't get anything. Scout gets one. Right click, left click, combination. It's down with the response. Deagle's running into the lobby. Oh, the Deagle from Tizian has lit them up. And the force spy for Big. Well, it's looking good. Refresh, the man from Secret, the man who was naded earlier on, is left up all alone in the 1v4. How on earth is he meant to recover this? 40 seconds, the bomb under Big control. And Refresh taking the scenic route in through ramp. They know all about him. Well, they don't know all about him. They just know enough, right? They have the lobby. They've got outside. They're like, well, where else can it be if it's not through the B site or through the ramp room? Now, everyone else is outside for Big. That's a little bit weird. Refresh could get this kill and get out of there with the bomb, and now he's been given a fighting chance. You do not want to give Refresh many chances. Luckily enough, he's going into the lobby, and that's where everyone from Big is. Might not matter if Refresh is able to keep this up. 9 bullets left in the UMP, and he just tries to get by, but the wall bang from Keto slowed him down enough that I don't even know if there was time to get that bomb planted.
But yeah, what a chance he had to drop B. I think he just thought, like, after he kills Tapson, he's like, wow, I'm being given an awful lot of room. Let's actually make something with this. Surely they aren't lower. Well, surely they are lower, rather. But yeah, B was completely free. Could have doubled back, could have dropped quick. There would have been a vent drop from the door player, but hey, there was a really good chance there. He still made it interesting. Still got 2 out of 4. But nice round for Big. Finding a forced victory early turns the momentum off for Heroic. They're still going to keep up the pace, though. Maybe it's not the best of success. The smoke blooms short, and Stown doesn't make it to the vent alive. Right, it was Tizian. And now, well, your game plan's kind of wrecked if you're Heroic. You might be going back to these late outside smokes. Trying to clear some control here. Tabson's in the yard. Re-smoked. And there are those smokes down for Heroic that will give them some room to move down towards B if they want. But with every secret smoke that gets thrown, there's always a player or three that wrap the main side, and here they come, ready for this A split. KD and Tessez a pick a piece, and now only one man left on the top side. Oh, dropping down 6 feet underground, and now it's a 4-on-2.
Nice shot from Searson, but is that enough to get them back into it? A 2-on-3? Maybe. Maybe it's enticed big. Searson, with that molly, could force a kill his way. The flash bails Tessez out of there and out of the danger zone. Searson and Xantares, do they want to attempt this round? Time ticking away from them. Half of it off of that bomb almost. Xantares not being given anything. Heroic, a great show of restraint, and it's just by hiding, it's just by playing the numbers, right? The fact that it is a 3-on-2 and you're not giving anything over, that means that Big have got no choice but to save. All the pressure was on the shoulders of Big, and it's a pressure that's too much to bear.
Nice little route to escape as well. You don't see that very often. Triple vent drop on the A take to escape with their lives and their guns down on B. Nice split for Heroic as well. They completely catch Big off guard. They may have been a man down early, but killing Tabson outside, player coming out A, getting a pick at the same time. I mean, very well synchronized. And then just the A main split with those smokes. Big were more expecting a B play than anything there. Quick flash in A. That's again, try and get someone down the vent or at least put pressure towards the door, perhaps. Oh, the drop denied. Searson catching Cadian. Now outside belongs to Big. Where do you go from here, Ram? Actually, you know Xantares is going to be waiting around that position. He's never a fun player to come up against. So Heroic right now are not interested, still looking for A picks. Nothing of which is being presented. Refresh is moving late outside. The AWP has come to support Ramp, so it's only Tabson to deal with both the door and the yard. Will they be able to catch him again on one of these main splits? As the bomb still sat back in lobby with a minute on the clock.
Smoke in main, Tabson goes ahead of it. And these fights outside are going to matter a hell of a lot to Big. If he's able to whittle them down, oh, he's not. He's not able to whittle them down at all. Instead, it's given over the 4-on-4. And Heroic, they pull the brakes now. They don't commit to the A split. That's what it was looking like early on. And Big have rotated to accommodate this eventuality. They've got a third man over towards A. With that AWP, it's Searson, leaving Xantares alone at ramp. Now, if Heroic do decide to hit this, if they get past him, they might have a path into that B bomb site. Xantares only good for one. The AWP drops in, the Molotov. Searson tries to peek through it, but they delay the peek. I love that, right? You know that the AWP is likely going to be challenging in the molly, and so all Searson gets is 50 points of damage and then just has to back out anyway.
Very smart. Retake's now on. They have the kit on Tizian, right? Big are taking it slow and low. They're dropped into the door, but smoked off right now. Searson's still in the vent. He's hoping someone comes his way. Are Big even giving this a go? They're finally out and about. No one's looking at the door. Everyone was turned sideways. And Shush now has to pick up the pieces. With the bomb not planted for him either, they don't know about Refresh. And he pounces out with a double and a third. Refresh denies the defuse. And Heroic go on with a fourth.
Yeah, Refresh making his presence known. You love to see it. You absolutely do. 4 in the round, 3 in the post plot. You couldn't have asked for anything more from him.
Yeah, I said on the desk, this is one of the guys to look out for. This is one of the guys that needs to perform inside of this Heroic roster. Quite a talent. They're showing it right now. That's a good sign. Smashing Big's money as well. Certainly not what they wanted. Down to 2 or 3K a piece. May as well full eco this, honestly. You're going to get a full buy follow-up. Searson will even be able to get that AWP. So it's not a nice call, but it might be the right call. And Big will agree. This is just going to give Heroic even more room to breathe on the T side of Nuke, and we already know the Danes love this map, as have Heroic throughout many iterations of the roster. And Big, honestly, looked a bit, underwhelming on Nuke yesterday against OG. They lost it in round 30. They had a couple of crazy rounds, as we saw, that 2-on-5 repeat. But by and large, like, this was a home map for them.
Honestly, man, that performance versus OG yesterday, I mean, I don't think Big could have felt good about it. It looked very, very flat. Like, it was not the Big that we expected at all. And I think if that's the kind of game plan that you're bringing against Heroic, I think they're going to walk all over you. So
maybe.
We need to see an early recovery, really. Yeah. I do like just then in that pause, Tabson was giving everyone a nice talking to, right? He's very animated when he's trying to rally the troops, and that's good, right? He takes the pause nice and early. 6 rounds, you can still turn this game around. You know, it's still early days. They're not waiting until they're really far behind. They're trying to catch the issue early.
I've seen a lot of examples of Big, like, running out of energy and running out of steam. I think yesterday was an example, right? 2 30-round maps, and then the end, they just get bodied. They get destroyed on Inferno. So that was a bit underwhelming. We even saw that on Nuke as well. It may have been back at Cologne. It may have been around that time where, you know, Big played this, like, 5 OT game on Nuke against NIP, and I think they just won it. And then they go on to Mirage, and then they just get battered. Like, they just fall asleep. But great shots from Xantares. This eco stack on B netted some damage, and there's still a player to worry about in the form of Tabson. They know it. He has entered the board with a kill. They spot him as well. They're trying to find that final player coming in on the backline. Tabson just trying to stay alive. Is there a gun to be grabbed inside of the door? He's just pivoting as he's getting hunted down. Stown gets caught from the back, and now Cadian needs a kill. It doesn't matter which. He won't get either. Tabson with a swing on the P250, and Big on a full eco pick it up. We say they're slow to start, but that is a strong round out of nowhere. They read into the B stack. They were in the lower site from the get-go, and Heroic walk right into the trap.
Look at it, taps it again. So animated as he's pumping up the team.
This is a weird buy for Heroic. Hero AWP on Cadian.
Man, if there was one guy, you know, that I kind of trust, he's very, very good in any clutch moment, is Cadian. And so in a round like this, giving him the AWP, setting him up for success, it can be perfect. Let's see what he's able to accomplish with it.
A lot of room.
It's a risky buy. But it's one that we've seen Cadian make work before. He's down on B with Refresh, kind of scouting out ahead while the rest of the gang try and get into ramp room. To do that, you got to get past Xantares. Easier said than done. They do have this flash on Stown. Noise being made in B. They're trying and they're hoping that this is going to force Xantares to have to drop. That doesn't happen, and so this bomb gets out into ramp. They do get the kill. Refresh from below is there. And now Searson caught over in hell as well. The AWP retrieved. 2 AWPs now. The problem's getting worse and worse by the second for Big. You've dealt with one of those AWPs, but a second one rises from the ashes. It's Shush alone over at ramp. Bomb planted. I believe it's for him. Yeah, it looks like it is. It's a frontside plant over on the left. So yeah, that is planted for the ramp area. It's AWP now. They might regret that it ever made its way into the hands of Heroic. Half the time ticked off this bomb. Big, they got to get a move on. They got to get in, and they're looking for the kills. Finally, one of them presents itself, but Shush still hasn't moved a muscle. And even then, he's got Refresh waiting inside of the bomb site to help him out. They're on the bomb. They're sticking it, and Refresh is going to spray him down through the smoke. Heroic 5 up on the board. The solo AWP buy gets it done. And even then, it wasn't really the AWP that was bought that played into that round in a big way.
There's just so much commotion. Xantares is in the most important position, but he is getting wrapped. I don't even know if there was a call, the Heroic route B opening the door. Even if there was, not much Xantares could do. Heroic hit that perfect timing where they're pushing ramp and they're also flanking B at the same point. There was nothing Xantares could do about that. The fact that he gets one is impressive enough. Wow, what a round. Heroic even crossed secret fast without Big realizing. And talk of fast, it's the name of the game right now. Speeding out the door, not another eco win denied by Heroic as they find that final kill on the site. Keto dead, and the bomb picked back up. They can plant. Or not.
Oh, down they go.
So sneaky, these guys. Silent as well. Not a single bit of noise made. With those smokes still in the way, Big aren't going to know till it's too little too late.
Oh, they hear the door open. And now the realization sets in. We've been duped, boys. They can get out of this with some weaponry. It's not incredible. You know, the AK on Searson, that's a nice little touch. But he's going to keep this scout. I mean, honestly, I think you could just throw Searson in, man, see what he can get away with at this point in time. You know, he's got money to buy the AWP up. And while I have no doubt that Searson is the kind of mental case that would like run a scout in a round like this, I don't think it makes a lot of sense, especially when Cadian is donning the AWP on the other side. Regardless, Heroic are up to 6, and this is a really, really put together T side from them. It's looking really clean. Both Tesses and Refresh stepping up. Strong performances from everyone across the board. Great calling from Cadian.
I'm really excited about the future of this Heroic roster, I'll be honest. Like, the changes definitely caught me off guard, but you know, with a difficult year for everyone, both of these two teams at one point hitting #1, having some incredible runs, Heroic winning Cologne, and then, you know, going on to fall massively from Grace. They want to get back up there, and maybe some new players could be the answer. Right now, Refresh is showing up, 10-4, moving outside again. Oh, Tizian, you madman, pushing through the door. He does go 1-for-1 on a round like this with only an SMG. That was decent. His team need to rally together and win the round. Down B is Xantares, ready and waiting on lower. Refresh has got to clear him on this corner. It's a nice little off angle for Xantares. Will that be the bane of Heroic's existence? Probably. There's one. Ooh, the spray. He's continuing it. Trying to bait Refresh into his fire. And Refresh is wiggling and jiggling and finally taking the headshot. That's a very smooth move from Refresh.
And it's trying to get the information outside that's left big in a very rough spot. Shush is here. They know that the bomb is outside, so they're looking to try and drop it. And the bomb has been given over. Cadian and Refresh left up in a 2-on-2. They lost Refresh somewhere down on that B bomb site, and Cadian in the meantime is lurking in through Squeaky. Searson caught out. Down on B, leaves it all on Keto. Now, if you play trades, Heroic should be golden here, but with low HP on Refresh, he's been given that AWP. He's been throwing it over. Keto back in through the garage, trying to line these up, and the spacing isn't great, but Cadian is still quick to activate and get that trade. AWP picked up as well for Heroic. 7 now on the board. Money in an awkward spot again for Big, and this is looking like a bit of a landslide early on for the Danes.
What a read from Refresh to hang around in secret. He almost went up the vent, then he second-guessed and just sat in the corner, and Searson just re-aggresses off of that B-rotate, trying to come out to help. Cadian's made the call, like, I've not seen him. He's not in main, he's not in lobby. Where else could he be? Well, B was the answer. Can't count Big out of these eco rounds, right? Pistols and armor, they've already done it before. Heroic taking names, showing face. Cadian with a pick outside. We've got one man cross through secret. Refresh in B again. Xantares, oh no. Oh dearie me. Not ready for Refresh so deep. And that's because Heroic are still fighting outside in fairness, but coming back up will be his demise. Tizian gets a dig, and Cadian and Tesses keep the round alive. Heroic, they just wait. They just sit in the yard, and all the kills come to them. So simple is, simple does. And now a very important rebuy for Big. They have to win this round, or they will get swept in this half.
I think here I'm looking at Searson. I'm looking at big Searson with that AWP, and I want to see a bit more out of him, right? He's donning it again. A lot of the time he's been caught like having to rotate heaven, hell, outside, like left and right, like never getting set up in the right place, it feels like. Heroic doing a good job of misdirection, and so this time he goes across into secret. Xantares wins his fight at ramp. Oh, Refresh is close in main and not spotted by Searson in secret. A big gap in the defense. Tabson's been blindsided, and Searson now turns his attention outside. But once again, it's at a pretty rough timing. He just about catches Refresh. Regardless, this has given a pretty big window to Cadian down in B. Has a little bit of room to work with. I say that, actually. It must feel pretty claustrophobic. They know he's in the vent. They've got him trapped in this position now that Searson is back, at least. And so the point man here might have to be someone like Stown, right? Stown or Shush, one of these two players that find themselves over at Hell, they need to help get Cadian out of this situation. And that's either by getting kills or getting information that one area is clear. If he can go up through the vent into that A bomb site, that's great. If they can kill Searson over in secret, that's also some pressure alleviated.
Yeah, this is really scary because while A was locked down for so long, Heroic have cleared so much out, and Big have actually rotated away. Good shot from Searson. He can't follow up, but now they have to commit to this A site or drop back down the vent. Searson's gone from B, and that's a temptation there for Stown to join his teammate who's already lower. A was empty for so long. If Searson didn't get that kill, Heroic probably just get the plant in the 3-on-4. Molly to cut off rotate, wrong side though. Xantares on the right. Plant needs to be covered. Cadian flicking back. Bomb going down now. Keto here to stop it. Stown doesn't stick, and he holds out with his gun and gets that kill. 8 seconds. Now it has to be a plant. Cadian needs these shots. They're both coming from ramp, and Cadian's got the quick shot. It's Xantares dead in the water. And Heroic, how on earth do they pick up that round? A 2-on-4. And they just get fed kill after kill for a 9th round.
This is why Cadian is such a big brain individual as well. He dropped down the vent and he just doesn't move for a solid minute and 10 seconds. He's just waiting down on B, knowing that being patient is the key to winning a round like that. Yeah. And he just completely outbrains the rotates from Big, nails the shot onto the player out through ramp as well. And then with Stown stepping up individually in a very, very big moment for him, it's like a perfect harmony between great calling and the individuals to back it up. Big, it must feel like Cadian's in your head at this point.
Yeah. They've not had any answers for this outside control at all, right? Like Searson with the AWP there, getting a couple was a good round from him, but that's the first time we've seen it, as you've said. Like, he's been getting caught in rotation, left to save, left in awkward spots. So right now, more outside control. Refresh could have crossed secret. He chooses against it. Tizian's back in the door, and now Cadian won't fall for it again. He's going to find him this time around. Now secret is getting taken. 2 players here for Big. But all that does is leave the A site lacking. And Heroic, they're starting to work that one out too.
It just feels like they have like a 6th sense for the exact, it's like they can look at a situation without all the information that we have, and they just go, this is what we need to do to win the round. Like, this is the one play that can win it for us. And they seem to do it every single time. Like, this time they dodge that B stack, they move into A. You never even have to worry about this pistol armor round. Shush is holding on to the flank back in the lobby, and he locks in a 10th, double digits for Heroic. Big trailing. They've had rounds that have been close, but every single time snatched up by Heroic, doing the impossible.
Yeah, this must be frustrating to play against, right? You feel like you have no room, feel like wherever you go, you can't find a kill. These double lobby pushes and aggressive moves from Big are getting avoided by Heroic in all fronts. Fast outside for Refresh again. He's been such a nuisance. More smokes. He's going to cross B. And he is not alone. Bomb joining. Oh, Shush goes back to check the smoke just in case. And Refresh through the smoke into Searson. That will be a punished play finally coming through for Big. 5-on-4. They've managed to lose these rounds though. And Cadian has already responded by picking Keto. So it's not exactly free for Big yet. More pushes into the doors getting punished. Xantares on lower. Oh, Tessus is looking the wrong way. Shush as well. He flicks back, though. What a time to turn around as Heroic now run their way through B. Double molly. Maybe should have split it, but heat of the moment. Now heat on the ramp as Heroic own both bomb sites at the same time. A and B. Big are left scratching their head, wondering what the hell just went on.
Yeah, it's actually astonishing. Like, Heroic, they have a defense on A and a defense on B right now. Oh. But the bomb is down on B, and that is an important factor to remember here. Heroic, they need to start dropping in, because now it's a 3-on-3. Now there's a chance for Big, as small a chance as that might be.
Nope.
Big aren't even taking it. They're too far out of this round. Oh, bye.
Yeah, they just have so much stuff to clear, right? Think about the real estate the Big have. It was 4-on-4, and Heroic are B and A. We're a Big at that point. They're ramp, they're outside, they're pushing lobby. That's not useful real estate at that point in the round. Like, lobby, you're certainly used to finding picks there if Heroic have sent a few players down secret, but the lobby players are pushed into A, and the secret players are pushed into B. It's just pandemonium right now. This must be such a difficult game for tabseN to read, something he's often so good at. But nothing's going right. 11-2, a beautiful game out of Heroic right now. It has to be said. This is not just, you know, Big sleeping at the wheel. This is Heroic crafting these rounds to perfection. And we've not had any weak links, right? Like, Shush 6-6, that's fine. Tess is 8-8. We've had big frags from KD and Stound and Refresh up there on double digits, but it's not like anyone's been struggling. No one's been losing clutches. No one's been giving up mad advantages.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's the thing. With a scoreline like this, it's not even about, you know, like who's fragging the hardest. It's like, you know, everyone's just playing this together. It's great team play all across the board. The kills that are coming in from the guys that are going for entries have left them like higher up on the standings. But, you know, we've had a lot of like high impact frags from guys like Shush and Tess. So this round's a little more tense than normal. Music's carried on. Doesn't normally happen. And there it is, it's gone. Silence, it's back.
It never left.
Oh.
Refresh.
It's gone.
Ooh.
Refresh is up
How
close.
does he do this?
He hits a perfect timing. Oh my word. He's over at hell. tabseN, is he gonna get this information? Oh my goodness, Refresh. He's like a ghost. How is he even here? How has he managed it? Up he goes into heaven. Oh, k1to, you're about to have a very, very bad round. Please don't be too upset. Refresh in with the double, and the A site is open for business. Big are left scratching their head. Where did this death even come from? How did he even get there? So many questions and no answers as Heroic are onto a 12.
Just have to save here. What else can you do? You want to buy last round, but Refresh is putting you in the ground. A third kill, killing tabseN outside the play. He never saw, by the way. If you're Refresh, seeing tabseN, if anything in Garage is a bad, you know, a bad omen, because you're going to take that kill while you got it, and he wouldn't have wrapped heaven and got the double instead to win the round. Now he gets all three. He gets his cake and he eats it too, but he will finally perish to the hands of Xantares. Not that that makes much of a difference when he gets traded by Shush, and boom, 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 Heroic, they're all over the map. They're hunting B. cx trying to save desperately, gets one. They're going to run right back for him. They've got the money, they've got the wit, they've got the pace. But he just saves his AWP in the last couple of seconds. So guns can come through for Big, but it is desperation right now, looking for 3 at the half.
And if you want to know where we're at, Shush has bought a P90. So to give you an idea of how this is going, you'd have to look at it and say not great. P90 out for Shush, and he's fast into the ramp room. Xantares, is he about to get P90'd? You hope not for his own sake, and yeah, he ain't falling for that. Xantares in with the double. Ramp room taken, B-side being moved into by Heroic. A very, very fast round, just brimming with confidence. Tess says nails the shot onto k1to. Even drops the bomb. Someone else take it. I don't want it. I'm looking for kills. You guys have had your fun. Now I want to have mine. And Tess says, out towards the double door. Stound's been tasked with getting the bomb down. He will do it. Stound's good like that. He'll play the objective while Tess goes looking for frags, and Cadian being patient as ever. Knows that patience is the ultimate virtue when it comes to farming this kill count. That's really all Heroic are looking for at this point in time, because the 13-2 half is looking like a done deal, unless cxSN and Tizian, oh, now just Tizian, can somehow get past them, and he can't. 13-2. Heroic, they are exploding onto our screens with a phenomenal lead, a phenomenal read. This map is looking like a lock-in. Find out if it is in just a minute.
the team I think that would give us the hardest time is Big. I think they're really structured team and they have really good tactics and teamwork. So it will be hard to find gaps in their playstyle. They will punish many mistakes that you eventually will make, but it's gonna be a hard time for sure.
Hey Future Pros! I saw Big doing a nifty little boost on Nuke during the European Minor Open qualifiers, so I thought I'd quickly show you all how to recreate it. To do this boost, you'll need 2 Future Pros and 1 AWP. Future Pro number 1, you'll be acting as the stool. It's important work and your contribution is appreciated. Run over and hop onto the far left railing and crouch down. When Future Pro 2 is on your head, stand when they jump and then just chill out. Future Pro number 2, you will get to have all the fun. Follow Future Pro 1 and get onto their head using the close railing. Jump again to allow your stool to stand. Now aim towards this gap and line yourself up so this railing lines up with the edge of the direct close wall. Position your scope so you're aiming just below the painted blue section. Then fire your AWP when the timer is just about to change from 148 to 147. Here you can see the exact moment when cx made his shot. And that's it. With a bit of luck and a willing teammate, I'm sure you can hit this shot at least 1 in every 100 rounds. Good luck.
Give up the fight if you had no time to even surrender? Would you give up your rights and let your life slide away? Lazarus, so you've been victorious. Lazarus, so you've been
Yeah. Let's talk. Look, hey yo, we rose from the dust to the sun. They claiming that we the one, never won.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Heroic 13-2, by the way. They're absolutely destroying Big right now. There ain't no touching them. What do you even do here, Hugo? How do I fix this? How do I fix... I don't like the way the numbers are looking at me, Hugo.
Yeah, it's got to start with a pistol, Harry. That's usually the way to do it. Without it, yeah, it's probably a lost map. Let's see if Big still have it in them. Fast out ramp, jump shots galore. k1to with a kill, and CT's backing out and backing down into the B bomb site where they get hunted. Tesses, can he escape from the grasps of Big as they run him down? Lots of chances to back out here. He sees 2 and he escapes again. Just jumping and diving and ducking and leaping, getting out into the safety of Secret. 4-on-3. Cadian's killed 1 off the bomb. k1to, nice shot. Second kill of the round. Now Cadian's out and about, but he gets dinked in the air, and tabseN sends him packing. It's a clean one for Big by the looks, unless Down has something incredible for us. Surely not going to get given a chance, and tabseN, dancing with that Glock, takes his 3rd kill. Big, round 3. Maybe steps, but it's got to start somewhere.
I mean, we all know the famous song, right? Oh no, I was about to make a horrible meme that I'm just not gonna do, Hugo.
Okay, well,
no,
for the best.
We'll slip and slide right past that one. Oh, it's too cringe even for me, now that it's in my head.
Okay, wow.
Yep.
Keep going.
Can happen. Look at this, ramp rush, ramp room, Cadian. Gotta stop it all. Oh my word, there's so many bodies on the other side. The MAC-10 chases him down. cx and k1to both getting a kill apiece. Rotates are already in at B though. It's down. And it's Deagle. Betrayed on the first couple of shots. Now getting pressured, refreshes in with the peek, and well, they both die.
Yeah, pushing ahead of the molly. That's exactly what Big wanted, right? But the alternative was to give up the site and probably losing the retake. So you understand. No survivors. Tizian with 3, making moolah off the Mac, and Big with 4. I'm going to call it a comeback yet, but they've at least done their due diligence. They've got one more anti-eco to deal with. And then Heroic really bring the heat. Then things get far more difficult for Big than these last couple of rounds. And that's the round done.
Double nades? Can you do anything creative with these? You're struggling. You're like trying to figure out, like, what do we do with the... Oh, there's a... The nades come to them. Double nades. Cadian's like whirring his brain as fast as he can. Where can I throw this? What can I do with it? Oh, he's worked it out.
Yeah.
The robot brain has activated. Cadian, smartest man in the entire world. What does he come up with to do with this nade? It's the USP get him though. The nades. They go out as well, but they don't find anything. Cadian's still alive. Big brain on his shoulders. All that much easier to hit though, as he learns the hard way. Tabson Mac 10s him down. Big on to 5. Still a long way to go.
Yeah, baby steps. We're going to be saying that for the next 4 or 5 rounds at least. When you hit double digits, you start believing. But Heroic, they could get rid of this problem before it even manifests. They could end it here and now if they do so, please. No kit. But they got the orb. So does Searson. Oh, is it going to be a bit of a faster one again for Big? They've got a quick smoke outside. It's actually going to go in through the rafters towards door. One of those. What's Tessa's got for us here? A cheeky little pop flash into the ramp side. Style's going to get aggressive. That was so blind in the corner, and he just bounds out. He doesn't clear it. He never knows. Tesses leaves as well, and caught with a nade in hand. Stown maybe should have committed after all if that was going to be the end result. Keto doubles up, and Big, well, this is all theirs, surely. Hero getting a taste of their own medicine, can't even fire off a shot. Shush alone. Good luck.
God, they're not even going for the plant. They're just hunting for him. Shush. Oh no, he's getting spammed. They hear it.
Okay. All right. There's another. Now the timeouts are coming for Heroic. Now the eco. Ooh. It's not worrying yet, but very soon, very, very soon it could be.
Yeah, a bit of a ghastly ramp hold as well, right? Caught with almost the aggression, right? Almost giving away the kill. Then they get back. Tessa's hits a very unfortunate timing, and that's what it must have felt like a series of unfortunate timings at ramp. First guy almost dies pushing, just gets out of there, goes to smoke it. Second guy decides to fall off boxes at that exact moment in time, and it's like, oh, well, you know, they just push ahead of the smoke and you get caught with nades out. So little bit awkward, little bit of a gross round to get dealt your way and have it go so dominantly in favor of Big. And that's the thing, like I think Big we're probably feeling a little bit out of this game. Like, you know, like it didn't feel doable 2-13. But now, after they win the pistol and then they steamroll you in the first buy round, well, now they're starting to believe again.
Yeah, winning around like this, though, that's not going to be easy for Heroic. The Eagles galore. Secret being held by Searson. Cadian giving it a wiggle, but won't commit. They try and cross B. Could get problematic. But 3 players in the lobby right now, more likely going to end on this A split if they were to come outside. I say that, they're towards ramp on the T side, so everything is open here for Big. They don't know how many players are waiting in the yard, trying to peek them together. Don't want to go out too early when this AWP is still holding, still posted up, and they'll leave yard. They'll throw the main smoke and they'll go back to the ramp side where they've already taken a lot of room. Rug don't really have much B control right now. They're more so stacked on A and yard, so if Big just drop, that could be the solution to picking up around here with no kit. No smoke for the bomb. Heroic don't really have the tools to win a retake on the lower site.
It's just a save. Heroic never even given a chance to play. And while Heroic were doing a great job of outmaneuvering Big in that first half, Big are now bringing that same ability into their T side. I don't know where this came from either. Right? Like, you know, Big looked pretty washed, to being honest. Like in the start to this game, like it just looked like they were a bit out of it. A bit caught off guard by Heroic, but great resilience from everyone on Big to keep this up.
Yeah.
And as we had from Cadian in that first half, a great bit of calling from Tabson. You know, the easiest way to win a round, mate, is just to never even take a fight. Just plant the bomb, 5v5, force them into the retake. And that's how a lot of these rounds have felt. Like they've just been dodging the fights.
And keeping so many players alive in these rounds that are winning 5 many of the times. So money is getting out of control for Big. Heroic are going to need multiple rifle rounds in a row if they really want to break this economy. So scary stuff. Not out of the woods. This 13-2 half forgotten now as Big start to build. Are they setting up for a top hit? They've got a boost on the roof. Oh my, the nades coming in. That's a cool idea, I'll give you it, but no kill. Oh, there it is. Searson gets on top with the AWP. The nades come in early, and then the AWP does all the damage. Big love a little boost on this map, don't they? They've got that T-Spawn on the picks a Heaven player. Well, that's another way to kill the Heaven player.
Heroic is screwed. They've got AC-130 support on the side of Big. They've got eyes in the sky.
Oh, my.
And not the kind that, you know, leaves you banned forever. It's a far more legal kind. Just a little boost. It's smarts, brain smarts, mate. And it's the save for Heroic.
Wow.
Brutal scenes. They use that boost. They kill Shush. Round 1. Like I say, Tabson, genius of like, yeah, look, we can win this game taking what, like a fight every 2 rounds, I reckon. Just win 1 fight. Heroic haven't even got a chance to play, it feels like, like this CT side, I'm still just waiting, like, one of these days they're gonna get just a gunfight, just a chance to actually play the game. But thus far, it's been like, well, they don't know where I died from, and we rotated to A and the bomb's down B, so that's a save. Look at this.
Oh dear, I mean, if the nades don't do it, that certainly will, right?
If there was one thing that Shush was not expecting to happen today, I think it was that. I still bet he probably doesn't know how or why or what just killed him, outside of it was an AWP.
I hope they use the T-Spawn boost to kill another Heaven player in this game. There's one that you can just do here to the left. Like
yeah, but that's timing, isn't it? As opposed to...
luck. It's luck, that's what it is. But, you know, even if you time it to perfection, you don't know at what rate the CT's coming up. You can still hit it, though, and it's been done before. Outside aggression, Cadian picked up early, though, by Tabson on the box. Smokes it down, mollies it, but that will only last half as long as the smokes will. All the spam finally finished by Refresh. And now we're into a 4-on-4. Heroic, in so many rounds of their T-side, it felt like Big didn't get to play the game, Harry. So they really are getting dished it back, and Refresh pushes a smoke. Absolutely mental gameplay here, and it works wonders. Don't let Big avoid you. Instead, force the engagement. And Heroic are going back for more of that on the ramp room with 2. This should surely at least be a trade for Heroic, worst case. And Big, are they even ready for this? If no one's looking, it could be multiple backstabs. And this is a great call to stop here for Heroic. They won't commit. They could be getting held right now. They don't know. So they're going to wait until Big commit. Either they commit into this 2-man setup, or they go A, and the flank will be very, very fast indeed.
Oh, the timing's good. Down with the first, the trade denied, the aggression. It works wonders, leaving Tabson in the hot seat. Stown gets out of there, but it's a perfect bait and switch. He makes all this noise, and so now Tabson is not ready for Tesses at all. Stown is posted up over towards Hell. He can help out inside of A if he's needed. And that's assuming Tabson even gets past the hut guy, which he's not.
For a second, but no. 14-8, and that's the one round Heroic needed, right? They finally get on the board. It took them some time.
HUD's such a garbage position to have to check, because the way that you see a lot of people end up checking it is they go, well, I'm not dead, so it's probably okay, clear, and there's other places I have to look at. So
too many angles, not enough.
Because otherwise, you look at top hut, and then you die from like a main or a side peek, and you're like, well, he wasn't there. I wasn't dead. I shouldn't have even looked. And then that round there, you know, you had to look.
14-8, can Heroic close it now, or will Big respond very quickly indeed? Now, Big, the call definitely is going to be made. Okay, watch out for that aggro, because that's what lost them the round. It was Heroic pushing through the door smoke, pushing through the ramp. And so Big need to have their wits about them. They need to be patient in this one and see how Heroic try and do it again. Tizian's down B, missed by Cadian, but he hears it. Is he ready for the wrap? He's getting flanked on the left side. He swaps positions. He gets in the vent. And now he's wondering, wait, where the hell has Tizian gotten to? The call's surely made. He must have told his team to watch out for the secret wrap.
Cadian's freaking out right now.
There's nowhere else
he's thinking he's having like a psychotic episode. I swear I saw someone, he's saying to himself.
And Tizian's really cleared nothing.
And Tizian's like, guys, B's clear. There's nobody here. It's actually perfectly safe.
He's going to
He couldn't be more wrong. Yeah, he's going to walk into that AWP a little delayed, a little bit later. Or will he? Cadian's posted up at Decon. This is such a wild round. Everyone's just missing each other. No one even knows where each other is. Cadian's finally like, well, they might be here, and there they are. They're right in his face. Tapson takes it off. The B side now getting hit by Big as they move in. Uncontested after getting those 2 kills. And Searson's even holding for the rotates. This is looking like another big round locked in.
Save, save, save. Oh, no, dude. That really went from bad to worse. Like, Cadian misses the timing. He doesn't get checked by Tizian, funnily enough, but even so, just letting them get that deep, getting that much room from outside to secret. A Big split it from ramp as well. Xantara's looking for exits from hell. Stan's trapped. Xantara has a molly and a nade. Surely he can get this kill. Oh, refresh. That looked dead on. Molly and nade combo. Well, oh, he kills him with a Molotov. Broken by a bottle. Slashed. Oh,
Xantara's like, yeah, so I just bottled the guy, right? Just right there and then.
That's funny. That's it's not every day you see that.
Pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Shout out Xantara's one time. And mess with this guy.
Yeah, the nade put him down low, and the I guess flask will finish the job.
Flask.
It's not really a flask. It is a bottle.
It is a bottle.
Yeah, I'm trying to use different words, Harry.
Let me
get my thesaurus out. One sec.
Thesauruses are my favorite dinosaur.
Thank you, Harry. All right. Big are really making this one interesting. This is no longer a dominant game. This was a 13-2 half if you're just tuning in. Heroic finally get their first round of the board, and Big respond immediately. Tizian going for the vent drop, I can presume by the buy. He's on a Mac, and he's running it back right down. No, into A. It's a full commit. Big are going to push off the back of this. He misses his shots, but his teammates are mollied off. Refresh kills Xantara, the only man who made it ahead of the molly, and now Big have to decide, do they stay or do they go? Does it even matter? They're losing players in an instant, and the bomb is lost. Oh no, bad to worse. At least some of the Heroic players are low. Oh, forget it.
Just Searson, 1v3, refresh is low. With the AWP, it don't make a damn difference. It's almost the collateral, but almost. There's no prizes for that. 15 on the board for Heroic, and this was always going to be a problem. All it takes is one round, and suddenly the momentum is gone, right? And you're up against 15. Now you need 6 in a row for an overtime.
Man, I was believing in the big comeback. I really was. Not to say it's not still doable at this point, but yeah, that A-rush gets shut right down. Good mollies for Heroic. Sections Big apart. Only lets 2 players commit. Oh, the flash is so good. KD makes a secret. He should have gotten spotted by Searson, who may still be aware of that. He certainly looks it, but the flash denied the info. So Cadian in a very powerful position right now. He can't swing though. Searson's not leaving the angle. Cadian, he's just going to chill. He's just going to wait back, relax. Let them come to him. Back garage position for Tess's. He's been smoked off in 2 fronts, so he just gives it up. He goes, watch for your main, watch for your heaven. I'm playing the late game.
I'm covering nothing.
Yeah. He can backstab later.
Yeah, and that's where he's going to have to get usage out of this position.
Oh,
and he will get it. Tabson not able to accomplish that same feat that Refresh did in the first half. Searson, while he has dealt with KD and down in secret, it hasn't dealt with the man in Garage. And so outside, he's still off the cards. Back into A, go big. Sweeping through. Keto, where's he at? He was able to get across. Is he? Yeah, he's ramp. He's going over towards heaven. He could hit a good time in here. Yeah, he could wrap into this A bomb site. And that could be the undoing of Heroic. They think they've taken everything into account. They think they dealt with the outside play. But it's the late ramp movement from Keto that might just bail big out of this round. Up he goes, and in with the first. Refresh is good for a double, and that's kept Heroic in this one. Really, they should have been too far gone. Keto's flank still putting up numbers, but the bomb is dropped in the prying eyes of Stown. He's waiting patiently, waiting. 15 seconds, the Orb's in with the first, but from the hut, Searson strikes and gets that trade to keep big in this one. 10 to 15. And the money gone again for Heroic.
It's a nail biter this entire game, but especially that round. I was so scared that Big were walking out the door early with that heaven flank. As long as they play it a little more patient, no way Refresh gets that double and drops the bomb and puts down in a winnable round. Big just had to wait a few more seconds for Keto. Doesn't matter though, they win it, right? Comes down to the clutch, but as long as they pick it up, they remain vigilant, remain in this game. 15-10. Half buy for Heroic. They're going to push ramp. It's being held. Orb is ready. Free kill for Searson, Tizian, Zantares. Everybody mops up a frag. Stown hits the molly. Oh, he was hiding in the smoke, but then the molly spreads, and that gives away his position. Cadian gets traded, and it's going to be a team ace for the Big Clan. Up to 11. Oh, boy. 4 away. Absolutely not insurmountable odds. In fact, quite the opposite.
Slow approach, but with some outside smokes thrown in. Being very, very cautious about red, and that's because they take that early nade, and there's also the glaive cross smoke thrown. Stown, what's the play going to be here? He gets smoked off in main. It's the wide smokes that allow for a garage wrap. Now, up in heaven, there is Tesses, and he does have a flashbang, so he could try and set Stown up for something here. Oh. You almost want him to try it, right? You would love for this to come through, but instead...
It's too late.
Very measured, and that's going to give up secret.
Oh, Stown stayed on that smoke. He had a gap. He had a kill. Absolutely. Instead, he leaves it as they cross. The worst possible timing, but still, Heroic aren't falling for it. They're not thinking this is suddenly an A take. They've cleared lobby. They've sent a B rotating. Tizian gets a massive kill into Stown, which keeps outside, you know, dark here for Heroic. But if Tessus can do something incredible, maybe there's a chance. He needs 2 here. Oh, he might have it. He does. Bomb loose. And while there's time for Big, they're scared of more rotations. Not here just yet, but Cadian's coming in with the orb.
Heroic, they're looking hesitant though.
Yeah.
Not believing in the retake here. A 3-on-3. This is a real chance, and they might just elect to save. Oh my word.
I thought if Tessus gets a double there, surely he set them up for a round. At least to send the orb in, look for a kill. If you don't get it, well, obviously that's a risk you take, but if you do, man, suddenly you're spurred on. Suddenly you're dropping vent and giving that round a go. 2 kits, no util. But not of interest to Heroic. They're playing the long game. And whatever the decision is, as long as everyone's on board, as long as everyone's listening and cooperating, there's nothing wrong with the call. Trying to play the long game, trying to wait for the money to continue building and to close it out in regulation. That's Heroic's plan. But this has been far from clean and easy on the CT side. They buy again? Wow. Okay, I like it. Oh boy.
Oh, fast into A for Tabson, and he lives to tell the tale. In through the vents. Cadian posted up at ramp looking for an aggro peek, and he's going to get delivered it now. Only the tag onto Keto, the nade to follow. Tessez holding for the B push, and Cadian still fighting. Oh, they got him backed into a corner, and Xantares will get the trade at least, but there's still Tessez lurking around that B bomb site. Heroic, look at them go. They're fully rotating. A is empty. A is empty. There is nobody in A. Shush has finally moved in through main, and he's like, well, guys, it's not A. At least I can tell you that, but there's still 1 minute and 10 seconds left, and that is a lot of time. That's like more than 60 seconds right now. Xantares and Searson moving down the ramp towards this B site. Tessez might be in control, but is he really in control? That's the question you got to ask yourself here. Smokes are down. That cuts Tessez off. Down is the one man that could try and make a difference here, but a 4-on-3, they don't want to throw away this man advantage. Any push you take if you're Heroic at this scoreline, it needs to be a push with results. And so they just play it safe. Oh, down with the smoke spam. No accounting for that. Tessez given even more room as a result of all this attention being put onto the man in Decon. Leaves it on Searson, and the comeback is denied by Heroic. It takes them a while. From 13-2, we end up going almost the full 30 rounds, but in the end, Heroic emerged victorious. Now 1-0 up in this series. Can Big bounce back?
I pick my teammates up when they fall, and if I ball, we all ball. Crashing balls, crossovers and all. Just call us the balls. Don't fear nothing, call us the law. Serving them all. We outside, we barely indoors because we gave it everything when we had nothing. Gave it everything when we had nothing. Holding on by a thread, couldn't grab nothing. Seems we moved on to a better place. Shine, shine away from the shade.
Yeah, we learned from our loss at IM Katowice a lot. We did a lot of mistakes. We weren't individually on point as well. We just tried to rewatch the games and see what we did wrong, and also we saw what we did right. So we also took out the positive stuff out of this tough loss, I would say. And yeah, we just prepared well for the maps which we are gonna play, and which we are have in mind to play against them. And yeah, we just try to fix our mistakes, try to be more confident and individually on point, and yeah, then we show a better face than at IM Katowice, I'm sure.
Yeah, I've seen him. I'm going for this. There it is! There it is! It's taken a while.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, straight into a Goomba as well. Oh my lord. I see one guy over here is coming for the drop. I'm just gonna go.
Push late.
One more behind. Towards the tree, go ahead. Sorry if I bumped you.
Go and screw it.
Alright, I see the last guy.
One enemy remaining.
Oh dear. I'm on a tree. Oh, dude, this is good. No. I got him.
I still got 3 breaches here. Ah, nice.
4 enemies remaining.
One below me in the town. That guy's about to bomb down here. Oh. Oh. Yeah, one in the road here, Freshie. I might go for this.
Nice.
Oh, the poor guy, man. I was trying to bump mines at it.
Well, Big tried as hard as they possibly could in that second half of Nuke to take it for a map victory themselves, but unfortunately, Heroic was able to shut it down after taking a 13-2 first half scoreline. Jason Kaplan still joined by Pimp, and honestly, Pimp, I know we saw Big play Nuke yesterday, but I was still damn surprised to see a 13-2 scoreline.
Yeah, that was a very strong half for Heroic to begin with, and a very poor half for Big. Let's be honest. On the CT side of Nuke, you'd expect them to, at the very least, get 8, 9, maybe even 10 rounds on a good day. But Heroic were constantly punishing Big. In anti-ecos, they were winning. In basically all the buy rounds, Heroic got the bomb plant on the lower bomb side, and Big always had to play catch-up, always had to try to retake. Yeah. And it's just such a strugglesome bomb side to get down to. So for Big Clan, the game plan against Heroic didn't work out. Whereas for Heroic, we gotta give them credit. We gotta give this guy credit. He was the X factor. He was the guy opening up the rounds. He was the guy being aggressive, and a guy that Big just couldn't handle at all. And he was the guy we were talking about of like wanting to see him step up a bit more. Looking at DreamHack Master Qualifiers, looking at day one, we wanted to see him improve, even put a tweet out about it particularly. But here alone on Nuke, he was able to fit into that role that we were expecting out of him, and Shush was kind of playing to that same kind of level as well of where we expect him to be as a support player. Yeah, we first were playing with confidence. He was constantly pushing the boundaries. You see a lot of these skills are him being proactive. A lot of them are him moving into a duel instead of just sitting back and waiting. That's the way Refresh is playing. So when he gets the space to do it, and I'm not talking about Heroic only giving him the space, I'm also talking about Big allowing him to be so aggressive, then he thrives well, and you saw the result of it right here. He can be the X Factor. So I want to ask you, because we talked about in the green room, we talk about Cadian being aggressive as an opera, we talk about Refresh being aggressive, but I want you to kind of break down maybe the differences in how they're aggressive. I mean, Refresh is relentless aggression. Like, he can always be aggressive on the server. He's always pushing for a duel. As I said, he's always proactive, always moving, always doing something to chase the duel instead of just sit back and waiting for it. Whereas for Cadian, he can be a bit of both. Now, we have the Telestrator segment right here as well, and I just wanted to showcase this round, because Big Clan, they didn't win a single round after this one. Heroic right now is on a full eco. You can see Refresh and Cadian, they're moving down towards Secret. Refresh is only on a Glock and 11 HP. Cadian has a saved AWP. Tapson completely missing the timing. Therefore, these two players are now allowed down to the lower bomb side without Santaris knowing whatsoever. He's standing here ramping, he's thinking to himself, okay, I'm in a good position, but guess what? Refresh is coming up from the lower bomb side. Tessus, Shush, and Starman is coming out from ramp, and all of a sudden Santaris is getting sandwiched, and he's gonna die. With a move to the lower bomb side again, where Cadian is already aware of a potential push coming in. Two players are coming from Secret. Cadian only gets one kill, but already now he spots the second player. By then he can transfer that information to the rest of the teammates. Bomb gets planted, and Tessus has all the time in the world to sit himself in this position where, sure, he will die, but it takes Tapson such a long time. It takes Tishan such a long time to get out to the bomb side that there's no time to work with, and they end up losing a round where Cadian were the only guy with an AWP. Tapson is unlucky with the timing in the beginning of, if you're a Big Clan, you cannot allow yourself to throw rounds like that. You're supposed to win it. And fun fact right here, they didn't win a single round after that. They lost, as you said, 13-2 on the CT side. I really wonder what's going on within Big Clan, especially since we've seen their recent results as well in the last 6 matches they've had. But we need to kind of look at two players as well here, the two operas for both teams, right? We need to kind of compare Cadian up against Searson, and you can see there is a slight, albeit slight advantage here for Cadian. We can see, for me, that stands out, the sniper purchases, though. 8-3 in favor of Searson, so really relying on the AWP, it seems like, for Big Clan. Yeah, maybe not getting as many drops from the teammates as he was supposed to, but for Cadian, sure, he had a good game. Searson, you're only as good as your team allows you to be. Of course, Searson could be the guy opening up the rounds. He could be the guy, pushing Big in the right direction, but I think he's suffering, as is the rest of the guys in Big Clan right now, from the fact that they're not playing the best brand of Counter-Strike they've done in a long, long while. They're in a bit of a crisis, not only playing-wise, also as a result-wise. So Searson is not having a good time. Whereas for Cadian, well, he's motivated. He got 2 new players to control. He got a lot of new freedom as well, and so I think Cadian is favor. So I am getting a little bit worried here now. I know I might be jumping the gun just a little bit when it comes to the groups overall, but we're looking at Big potentially going 0-2 in groups. And I know there's still a chance they can qualify, but then they have a matchup against Complexity tomorrow. Honestly, I'm worried if they can't come back in this series, we might not see Big Clan in the playoffs. Yeah, and that would be a disappointment not having Big Clan in the playoff, right? They were the best team in the world half a year ago. They were one of the best teams in the world and have been one of the best teams in the world for the majority of the past year. So to see them bow out of the group stage is a big problem. I mean, for Big Clan, it's not necessarily the results that is worrying for me. It's the way they lose right here. Again, it was a cosmetic comeback on Nuke. There was never any doubt that Heroic were going to win. It was just a question whether that was going to be 16-3 or 16-9 or 16-12. Didn't really matter. It was a cosmetic comeback. So when I'm looking at Big Clan right now, there's a lot of synergies that is not really working out there. You see a couple of the players not performing, and this tell us straight around with it. You know, it's an unlucky mistake by Tapson, but there's just too many of these mistakes happening all the time for Big Clan for me to start to believe that all of a sudden they're going to be able to turn this around. As you pointed out as well, they got complexity tomorrow, and they're going to be even tougher than Heroic.
Well, we also do have Mirage to come up next, which will be Big Clan's choice. And I'm curious of your thoughts of how that map would potentially go here for Big.
I mean, Big Clan picked it himself, and I think Sersen is a fantastic Mirage player. I think he's very good at roaming around, very good at playing the CT side, finding impact with the AWP. So we talked about Kadiang. He needs to have a great game as well. Tapson, a player that now, of course, in-game leading for Big. He needs to find impact as well. Centaurus is a good Mirage player. Right. So I think there's a lot of positives to highlight from Big Clan. But again, if your team play is not up there, if you don't have the synergy, if you don't have the belief that what you do as a team is working properly enough, then you're not going to win against Heroic. So we need to see more team play. We need to see Heroic maybe, you know, hit a couple of bad timings on the Big defense, and then we can talk about a game at hand.
Well, you know what? Yesterday, when we were watching Nico play for OG, we got to see him style on Renegades with that ace he pulled off with a 360 spin around to the USP. I'm hearing we have a clip for Kadian as well here, styling on some people as we see them take the victory. Big Clan here on Nuke. But we do have Mirage right around the corner. I hope you guys are going to stick around and tune in until then, because when we come back, we're going to find out if Big can drag the series out, take it to a third and final map of Vertigo, and have a chance to redeem themselves from yesterday where they lost against OG. Or we're going to find out if Heroic will be up 2-0 in the group.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Smix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
Maya locks down the A-bomb site. He's going to get the ace there. He's overwhelmed. Doesn't make it look like that. He wants some close quarters, shoving his barrel in their belly button. And he's got it as well. Freakazoid. Oh! Another shot hit by Cold Zera. And another one from Cold. He's done it. NBK in a 1v2 that's certainly not easy. Oh, let's go.
Oh my God, that is just absolutely remarkable.
Oh,
let's go.
Now in with another.
Fallen, brilliant collateral shot. Fallen with a quad kill.
Hey Future Pros, we have another execute for you and your friends to learn. This execute will help when you are taking the B site on Mirage. For this setup, you will need at least 3 Future Pros and 3 smokes and optionally a bunch of flashes. Let's break this down. Future Pro number 1, you'll be throwing one of the arch smokes. To do this, line yourself up with this corner of the cracked stone floor. aim at the left side of this dark squarish smudge on the wall, then simply jump throw the smoke. Since you threw this from close to mid, I would recommend wrapping around cat to get to B, or maybe holding off rotations in mid. Future pro number 2, you will throw the other arch smoke. To do this, line up with the middle part of this window. Aim to the sky and position your crosshair so it is in the middle of the antenna and the overhang. Then throw the smoke normally. Future pro number 3, you will be smoking off the window leading into the B side. To throw the smoke, get yourself into this corner. Aim at the corner of this large tower, then jump throw the smoke. Nice and easy. With all 3 of these smokes thrown, taking the B side should be much easier than it would be without them. To make this even easier on your team, get your players to lob as many flashes as possible over the top of B. And as always, good luck.
ESL Pro League is brought to you by Gaming Malta, Intel, US Air Force, 1xBet, and DHL.
The big boys go large. The sequel to the best-selling Nuke game that we just saw. Big denied that comeback, taken away from them right in the final stages. But now Mirage, and I'll pick a big, they're looking to give it their all. Said that like a news reporter.
Yeah, it's great. Slam the papers on the desk, Harry. It's not really slamming, but yeah, it'll work. Heroic now on the CT side. And we saw a lot of fight out of them in that first half of Nuke. They get a bit quiet near the end, but they closed it, and that's what matters. Where will the momentum go in this one? What a walk for Stownies on the big flank. This is weird. The bomb is in apps. It can drop under and go back to A, but it looks like a fake right now. The Deagle out ramp, that's very, very ballsy, but it won't work. Stown is now flanking A, but no one has left this B bomb site. Heroic haven't fallen for it, and they're about to be confirmed. Tizian dead, running away. Cadian tucks behind the bench. He's going to bait for the round, and it might be the perfect play. Searson plants safe. Cadian can't kill him, but he can get another. Oh no! The missed shot, and dinked down by Tabson. Bomb is man down.
Also, Xantares is so far away. He's having to rotate all the way back through T-spawn. So these guys that are still inside the site have got to hold on. And Tabson not moving. Finally brought to his knees by Stown. This late flank from Xantares all the way up through Cat. They're not ready for it. And this has been stolen away. Stown trying to figure out, how can I gimmick the system? How can I steal this one? And getting that kill, well, it does help. Kit as well. Xantares gets him off the bomb. And we were never even worried.
No, not for a second, Harry. That was a crazy pistol, man. Big. They send a Deagle out ramp to fake with a full execute and then walk B. The fact that Heroic don't even rotate, they don't even leave the B side. They're both watching apps, and they still don't get anything for this hold. That's the undoing of the round, right? It's left to the retake, and with Xantares late, he's there in time to save from the defuse. Down gives it a go. 3 in the round, but not enough. What a weird start to this game, and it's only going to get weirder. Dropping under, been spotted. It's down, just hoping he can get something done. The flash works out for one, but he's traded. Honestly, that's pretty good considering they knew he was there. More kills in middle in the favor of Big, and they move up the catwalk. Tesses with a Deagle. B kills the Apps player. This Deagle in mid could do a lot more, but dropped at the first hurdle. Tesses with a missed shot, and now the Scout in a 1-on-3. There's one, and a tag. Okay, Cadian, but Searson, the Scout King himself, sends him out, and Big find themselves a second.
Flick from Xantares. Yeah, you give him a couple of chances, he's not going to miss those. 2-0, just pistols now for Heroic, vanilla as it gets.
Ooh, Stav's on a Zeus. This will be interesting. Surely dead to Palace. He probably knows it at this point. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. There's one. Zeus never sees the light of day, but neither does Keto, caught out with nades. In spawn, Shush overwhelmed, and Big, this is their round, whether you like it or not. Nice.
Do we see the AWP on Cadian?
I'm wondering how many AWPs we see.